You are now listening to a Light Club exclusive. This is a world premiere. Now make some noise for two bad boys, the real Blayst and Surveillant. This is Light DUBS. And that's a big ass twist.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the third episode in Light DUBS. I'm really excited to be here. We got a good one for you. Little bit of PvP action going on. We got three great PvPers. We got Machcia, we got Mobywan, we got Canitnerd. How's it going, everybody? How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Yeah.
Doing Doing great here as well.
Everyone excited to be here today?
Yeah,
Waited all day for this.
Well, to start it all off, let's start off with introductions in our main PvP mod in the Light Club, Machcia. Tell us about yourself, my man. How long have you been PvPing? You know, what's your go-to class? Like, you know, just what makes Machcia tick?
Understood, sir. Well, what did you ask again? I forgot already.
What makes you tick, man? What are you into, bro? You know, how long you been playing PvP? You know, what's your go-to classes in PvP? That type of stuff.
I started PvPing in this expansion. I did rank 14 grind twice in vanilla, but other than that, nothing.
Just starting it now, really interesting.
I was inspired by a video from Speank about reckoning spec one-shotting people.
That one baited a lot of us.
Yeah, that's a big bait. I mean, the two-way twisting made that insane, but I mean, still.
Well, even bigger, it procced from reckoning proc from dots on that server.
Yes,
was the big thing.
Yes, that was insane. Yeah.
And nobody told anybody that that's not how it works.
nobody bothered. You know what I'm saying? So
the creator of that video doesn't even play Ret anymore. So
I think he might in season 3, but we'll see. So moving on down, Moby, how you doing, my man?
Yeah,
what's
doing
up?
great. Cheers.
Yeah. So what do you play?
Yeah, so I've been playing a Ret Paladin since the very start. Back in the days, I made a movie in season 3 when I asked St. George to try out this Red Rogue thing when season 3 hit, and I got that to work, and ever since it's been a viable comp, so that was pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
And now I get to sit here being all rusty and talking about season 3, I hope.
Yeah, are you looking
Awesome.
forward to season 3 with Ret Rogue?
Oh, definitely. The news message about all the bans just made it even better.
Oh, what bans?
Yeah, it was perfect. Yeah, so the invulnerability belt, the Skull of Impending Doom, even though it was fun to punish warlocks using Skull of Impending Doom and then opening hard on him, but
yeah, we're definitely going to talk about that. I thought you meant like people were getting banned for rosters.
Oh, no.
Stuff like that, you know.
That did happen as well.
Yeah. I was like, I'm not duelist Blayst, but anyway. Yeah, that seeing Ret Rogue.
Just duelist always.
I definitely enjoyed the Ret Rogue coming from you, you know. But how are you, my man?
Doing good. Taking time out of my busy Strathholm schedule for this, but having fun.
So you're not farming Strat right now, huh?
Yeah, money's burning. I need a lot of enchanting to level, but always make time to talk about the Ret meme spec PvP.
Yeah, I gotcha. So, I mean, tell us a little bit about it. You know, tell us. You know, I've been playing Paladin for long.
No, I'll play. Like I play whatever hipster thing I can in each expansion, kind of thing. I've been playing a lot of Enhancement Shaman in the recent expansions and Ret here, just because I like playing the weird stuff that no one really plays.
Yeah. And is that why you lean towards Reckoning?
I mean, no, Reckoning's just better, but we can get to that later.
Oh, okay.
It is not.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Well, save that, Machcia. Save it. Yeah, we got plenty of time. So have you guys all been respectively playing WoW for a long time? I mean, is this like, you know, a relatively new game to you guys, or, you know, have you been playing since the actual old classic days? We'll start with Machcia.
Yeah, go ahead.
I started on private server in I think 2006 called WoWscape, where all I did was to bug out Illidan to get War Glaives with cheat engine.
Oh, I know. Did it drop like in each item every kill?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He would use cheat engine to fly and bug him with line of sight to kill him with a single hunter over like 2-hour period.
I actually played that server as well, for sure.
Disgusting. Please don't talk to me.
Yeah, I played that one for sure. It was definitely a little bit different, you know. But that wasn't the first time I started playing WoW. What about you, Moby? How long have you been playing?
Yeah, so I've been active in vanilla, TBC, and Wrath of the Lich King. When I got to Cataclysm, I kind of burned out on the game. There was a content drought, and since then I tried to get back into retail every single expansion, and I felt like I was too rusty to get back into it, so I thought let's wait until a potential rework of the Burning Crusade and relive the good old days. And here I am.
Dang, so a lot of waiting, huh?
Yeah.
Waiting for the good old days, man. Were you waiting with your rogue partner too? Having a
Yeah.
plan? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
sounds.
Moby's old school, bro. He's got Warcraft movies from 2009.
Ooh, that's what I'm talking about, man. Yeah, see, I wasn't. I was a little too young doing that. I definitely wasn't recording and stuff like that. So Cam, what about you, my man? How
I've
long have you
played
playing?
mostly on, but off and on since like 2005-ish. I did a lot of PvP and actual TBC as a Holy Paladin, but after TBC, I didn't really PvP much, just slay dragons until TBC Classic.
Holy Paladin.
Yeah, I played Holy Paladin Warlock with a Clicker Warlock and got
Wow.
Gladiator, so the
What?
level of competition's kind of gone up a
Very
little bit since then.
interesting.
With clicking?
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of clicking gladiators back then. The level of competition back then
Insane.
was
You
not very high.
You guys ever see that video of the guy who gets Gladiator? I don't know. I think it was on a private server. He gets Gladiator as a BM hunter by typing in all his spells.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I saw that one. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's definitely a whole different game here on TBC Classic compared to back then or most
Yeah.
private servers.
I don't think you could do that in
The
on
competition is
Classic.
fierce for sure. Like on a private server, getting like 2K, I would be like extremely accomplished. I feel super good about. But like here, it's like 2K is like another level. Like I don't know. It's just the level of competition is just so much higher than anywhere I've ever played. Is that what you guys experience too, or?
Yeah, definitely. I think everyone has got the basics worked out at the very least. That makes arena much more difficult.
2K rating in TBC Classic is, well, not to sound elitist, but that's a minimum. Where you get to real game of arena PvP.
Yeah, a lot of it's down to rating inflation too. The ratings in general are just way higher with the weird MMR system they put in, plus how many games are being played.
I mean, yeah, but for 2K rating, that's what you need to buy actual your PvP pieces.
Yeah.
And it will be 2,200 in next season.
Is it 20? Is 2,200 for the shoulders?
That's season 4.
Yeah.
I think.
Are
Should
they
be, right?
changing that? Have they announced that they're doing that?
Interesting.
Not an announcement, but I assume that's how it can be.
We'll see, I guess.
That's a season 4 thing where it's like 20 or 2K for weapons and 2,200 for shoulders.
Yeah, and they
then
gave like
every piece-
every piece. Yeah, every piece requires
has a
something.
rating.
I
Yeah.
doubt they'll do that, but we'll find out, I guess.
I think they said they were
Well,
going to, from what I recall.
They were yeah, in season 1 they were going to do the season 4 rating requirements for the weapons and shoulders, right? They were going to go 2K weapons and 2,200 shoulders. People were upset about it, so they changed it back. And they haven't really said anything about it since, so I just assume they're going to go Blizz-like with it, and like season 3 will still be 1850 and 2K for shoulders.
Yeah, but for the context, the reason season 4 is different when it comes to ratings is because it is a RAF system. That's why it was implemented. Throughout RAF, that's what you get, 2050 for weapons and 22 for shoulders.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing that till season 4. I mean,
Just
I could be
preparing
wrong,
us.
but
So speaking of Wrath, what are you guys' plan for Wrath? What are you guys playing?
Poof.
Not Paladin.
I'll be playing
Yeah.
Season of Mastery TBC if it's an option instead of Wrath, but
Really?
I agree.
big not a fan of TBC or Wrath. Wrath has a lot of flaws in my mind.
Oh wow.
Really big to the fun.
Really big not a fan, yeah.
What is it? I'm curious. What don't you like about Wrath?
I mean that's a whole thing, not really PvP related. It's just like the first tier is awful, all the class homogenization, and also the burst meta, and like how bursty the meta is in PvP. Just a lot of things I don't like.
Like some of the raids are pretty cool. Ulduar is pretty cool. ICC is pretty cool, but like there's not a whole lot to keep me playing Wrath as opposed to TBC. And also like Wrath doing 4 raid lockouts a week, like
Yeah,
try
like
to stay on top of your stay on top of the meta.
Uldra's great, but
Thank
getting there
you.
requires going through how many months of doing Nax again, but easier when we just did Nax. It's just
Yeah.
not very appealing.
I
Interesting.
agree. I think I'd rather play Season of Mastery TBC. But my guild will do Wrath, so I'll probably try it out, see how it goes. Although the thing about Paladin and Wrath obviously is like there's no more twisting. It just seems like it's pretty cool to have Divine Storm, but it also seems like the class just becomes a little bit less fun
Yeah.
because there's less like intricacies with the rotation, and like you just press whatever button is off cooldown, and there's no twisting, and it's just like it's a lot lamer.
I do not recommend, if you want to go for PvE, to play Ret Paladin. It's a scuffed warrior.
He doesn't
In
recommend
Wrath,
Yeah, in Wrath, it's a scuffed warrior with none of the meaty, interesting bits about it.
Yeah, if I did play Wrath, it'd probably be a warrior. Ret is not in a great place at the end of Wrath.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of TBC Ret. Honestly, that's just how it is, and that's kind of why I play it in TBC and not really in Wrath. You know, it just seems kind of like Can said, making all the classes similar and stuff like that. It's just it does seem too similar to other classes and stuff like that.
I mean, it is fine to play it, but just like as a fourth alt, maybe?
maybe.
So like in Wrath, Ret's in an even worse place than it is in TBC in terms of like viability and arena. And like, do you think that like
No, not Arena. No,
Yeah,
no.
I don't think that's true.
I think Arena was fine. I got
okay.
It's not top tier, but it's definitely not like in
You
TBC.
just mean
It's a
for
meme spec.
PvE.
It's just like a lot of people are going to come into Wrath expecting Ret to be super overpowered because at the start of Wrath and retail was super overpowered, but that was the 3.0 version, and we're getting the 3.3 version where it's just going to be an okay class, not some insane class.
Yeah,
Still significantly better than what it is now.
Yeah, it'll be better, but I don't think it plays better.
Everybody always says that Ret's like really bad at the start of Wrath and then gets like really god tier by ICC.
I don't really remember that, honestly. The thing I remember most was that in the first 3 seasons, as a Ret Paladin, you had way more options to play with in 2s and 3s. Things started to escalate in the last season because of Shadowmourne and the heroic Deathbringer trinket. So yeah, Death Knights one-shotting people and stuff. That's basically what I remember. But the first 3 seasons were great, so...
Yeah. So speaking of the arena, and I was gonna ask this question earlier, and I'm curious. And what class do you guys hate the most in arena? And I'm sure you all are all on the same page now since I asked you earlier.
Yeah, it's Warlock. Everyone hates
Warlock. Yeah, Warlocks.
Warlocks.
Hate a strong word.
Oh, hate is not a strong enough word. Warlocks just completely ruined my experience to queue into. It ruined my whole day when the gate opens and I see purple on the other side.
I like playing against them, honestly, because I know I'm supposed to lose like 90% of the time. So I can try something against them. I can not care that much. So I'm fine with playing against them.
Sure, there's kind of like a playing with house money angle there, but it's just not a fun experience.
Warlock Druid, right? It should be auto loss for Ret Shaman, right? And then, but like if it's like Warlock Rogue, then you probably have a decent shot, right?
Is a Warlock Druid auto loss for a Ret Rogue though?
Most of the time. Warlock Priest is okay. Warlock Druid is just it's
insane.
It's probably the same experience as Ret Shaman. Warlock Rogue though, that should be an auto win for Ret Rogue, I'd say.
Interesting. So last question I got, about the intros and stuff like that. Do you guys play any other games that are, you play to the level of WoW, anything like that?
I was Grandmaster in StarCraft 2. Played in the Dutch national team for Warcraft 3.
Oh.
A couple of games, but that's it. I really like strategy games. I like to play competitively, and I ditched all the strategy games when I thought I could get somewhere in WoW. So that's my history there.
So you like Age of Empires type stuff?
I tried Age of Empires 4.
I haven't tried that yet.
I like that, but not all the other games. It's all Blizzard titles for me, really.
Gotcha. Machcia, Can?
No, I'm absolute dog shit at everything else. I've only played this game because I have nothing else I'm better at.
So blunt.
Here.
Yeah, for me, I was pretty high rated in Dota 2. Like, I forget what the rankings were. I haven't played Dota 2 in a long time, but like one from the top in Dota 2. And then other than that, it's just a bunch of casual shooters. Or
Okay.
shooters casually, I guess.
Any Counter-Strike fans in the chat?
No, I honestly never really played Counter-Strike. I'm gonna be honest, and I might get some flame. I like the least favorite shooter I've ever played.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like Counter-Strike and WoW is like pretty much my competitive games. And then like when I was a kid, Halo 2, I used to go to Halo 2 LANs. But pretty much those games, yeah, I mean the classics,
Yeah, I mean, as Machcia said, I play this game so much because every other game I'm just dog shit at.
I played Counter-Strike at net cafes when that was still a popular thing to do here.
Oh, jeez.
But I only would play with knives, and they kicked me out of the net cafe eventually for griefing people.
Is that as bad as running akimbos in Modern Warfare 2 on Favela and stuff?
No, I'm not trolling. I
Because
was
that's
good
what I
at it.
did back in the days. That was hilarious.
Those Kimbo 1980 or whatever the fuck 1885. You know what I'm saying? Those double shotguns. You know what I'm saying?
It was
Dude,
awesome.
Oh my god,
I love
that was
that
so
game.
much fun. Yeah, that was the golden age of COD, man. That was the golden age of COD for sure.
The last shooter I played was Medal of Honor, the original.
What?
Jeez.
Medal of
my
Honor
God.
I
Frontline.
thought I was old, man.
Yeah, yeah, I did
you ever,
too.
You ever play Frontline, the one where it's like starting out at D-Day? And it's
Yeah.
basically you just
I think
basically
that's
play
every World War II shooter.
you basically play the opening scene from Saving
Mhm.
Private Ryan in the video game.
Frontline is so good, man. So good, for sure.
It's classic.
Oh yeah. So moving on, guys. We got these season 3 PvP adjustments. How does everybody feel about them? I mean, does it impact your guys' teams specifically? Any of these items or anything like that?
As Red Rogue, we already ditched the belt like halfway throughout the season. We got to 2560 at the end of November. Now it's gone for everyone else, so I think it's great. I think it's awesome.
Word.
I think it's definitely good for the arena meta overall to get these items out of there, but as Ret Resto specifically, some of these are pretty bad for the comp. Like losing Skull especially means Mage Rogue is one of the common comps that Ret Resto does the best into. And without Skull, we're kind of forced to use a trinket on the sap, and that just means I have no trinket for the entire match. And if the mage gets a lucky spell steal on a sack early in duration, that's probably game over. Or if I miss the Seal of Blood Judge to break the first polymorph, it's disastrous kind of thing. So it's going to make the mage rogue matchup kind of awful because their belts got purged anyway, right? They don't have much protection, so their belts get purged. So belt wasn't a big deal. It's probably a positive against like priest matchups because they could protect belt with pain sub. But outside of that, I mean, net too. Losing net was awful.
Or like
awful.
you could do it with like Bop too. Like protect your belt a little bit with a Bop.
We never had belts, so we never
bubble.
really used belts. So I can't speak to it from that perspective. But I think it's definitely more of a loss.
I really never messed around with net, honestly. I guess
I loved it.
Yeah.
Net backfires won me a lot of games, including like our very last game of the season, the one to secure rank 1.
Where it charges you?
Yeah, the net charge actually won the game. Net charge was so clutch, man. I loved net charge.
I'd like to add to Canitnerd's statement that lacking net and Skull is something only really like 5 red teams did or used frequently. For the vast majority of people that will start playing in Season 3, those changes are only good.
Yeah, we didn't need Skull or didn't even have Skull till maybe like 2700 rating or something like that, 2800. So
like that's like a very high rating kind of thing to do. You know what I mean? Is to use stuff like Skull and
That's
net.
super min-maxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'm coming at it from like the kind of top down perspective there. And as I said, I think it's definitely good for the arena meta as a whole and like the arena scene as a whole. Getting those items out is good. But personally, I can't help but miss it because I love the net charge so much.
Yeah, I saw a clip that you had posted with the net charge. Honestly, dude, every time I use net, it would just backfire every single time. So I just put it in my bank, and I just honestly never picked it up again. Honestly, it never like really worked out for me.
Yeah, there's a bunch of clips.
Really good on like a healer. At least that's what my people on my team were telling me when I was trying to get somebody to use it. They were like, "Well, it'd be better off to put it on a healer that like has a spare trinket for it."
Yeah, it's great against the healers and also mages when they're running away in Mage Rogue. But there's a lot of clips out there of like the net backfiring and the person, the streamer to the clip is of just having no idea what just happened. No one knows how to react when the bubbled Ret Paladin intercepts them. They have no idea what's going on.
Mm-hmm. They really don't. I mean, and then also Dazzling Longsword. I didn't know people were even using that, obviously, because
Yeah,
duelist,
it's like a
but,
fairy fire, right?
Yeah, I can see that being really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good against like Ret Rogue, or not Ret Rogue, Mage Rogue, and any kind of non-mage or rogue priest team with a rogue on it. Druid Rogue.
And see, before these changes came out, I was planning on just talking about, belt. Do you use it in the Ret Rogue? Do you use it in the Ret Resto Shaman and stuff like that? But this just completely changes the game. I mean, do you think this is going to change the meta going into season 3 in terms of like top forming comps and stuff like that?
The no belt probably hurts Mage Rogue a little bit, and other double DPS comps too, because they kind of rely on that buffer. But for the Ret perspective, it makes Mage Rogue harder, but for most other comps, it makes Mage Rogue easier.
Don't think I would say that the comps will be necessarily weaker, because the players that do play them at high level will still get there. But things like Warlock Rogue will definitely be easier for people to handle without having 2 belts to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if we're going to see any double rogue anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that's like kind of like a Euro comp. I saw maybe one double rogue the entire time I was ranking on NA, but I mean, there's a bunch of them up high on the Euro ladder, right? It's the same with Rogue Feral.
Double rogue is like all I played on private server, and just like having 2 Garrotes that don't DR is so cool. Also very OP though.
You don't see Feral Rogues on NA?
No, there's maybe 2, 3 maybe above 2700 in all of NA. We considered ourselves very lucky whenever we actually matched into the one of those Feral Rogues.
Yep. Nice rating.
You got all these like the the skull and stuff. What do you guys think about that mind quickening gem nerf?
Oh, I love it. I mean, I think it's bad for PvE because like some people actually use it in like niche scenarios in PvE. So I think that's kind of dumb, but at the end of the day, whatever. I think it's good because like it's obviously like 33% haste when it was like percentage based was just like so much, and like dropping it to 100 is like basically makes it like non-existent, right? Like that's like nothing. That's worse than like green trinkets in TBC. Like you probably better off with like the Terracar tablet or whatever.
It's a dead item though.
Yeah, it's definitely dead item now.
And I just want to say to all the Ret Paladins out there, if you really want to make mages mad, go to BWL and get a Scrolls of Blinding Light and link it to them and show them that we still have 330 haste on a trinket from vanilla, and they don't.
Oh man.
Yeah, but on the topic of that item, that is 2 seasons too late.
Yeah, because Skull's going to replace it anyway. So Skull's not quite as good in haste, but it has a bunch of other stats on it, so it's kind of a wash.
Yeah, Rogue Mage has enjoyed far too much dominance.
Definitely.
In season 1 and 2.
Yeah, it is.
They should not have been that strong.
Yeah, I mean the gem sounded like it was absolutely insane during that time, especially with the blunder of the GCD cap or the GCD cooldown. You know what I'm saying?
Like, that's like the worst part about the mind quickening gem thing. Is like if the GCD was set up properly at the beginning of the game, it wouldn't have been so OP. But because of that, you have these like double, triple, penta mage comps that just like run in and pop all their haste and their arcane explosioning like every 0.5 seconds, like, and just obviously like frost mages can do crazy shit with it. It's just like so bonkers, and like it also made mages way strong in PvE, right? Because like they could fire off arcane blasts so fast. And then when they tried to fix it the first time, they didn't even fix it all the way. They changed it to like 0.75, which was still faster than it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like 1.0. But I believe now it is 1.0, right?
Yeah, it is now 1.0.
Yeah, they fixed that, I think, a few weeks into season 2.
Oh yeah, no, they fixed that a while ago. But I think season 1 it was free reign for sure.
Yeah, season 1 was scuffed in a lot of ways though.
Yep. In 2s, mind quickening gem and the GCD conversation are not related at all.
It's only a 5s and 3s thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Or those 3 or 4 hipsters in the world that played Resto Shaman Mage.
Those hipsters. Dude, those.
In 1600 games I've played in twos, I met wolves.
Hello.
Hello?
Hey.
You went robot there at the end.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
mic broke up.
Yeah.
I think yes, Polish internet dead. Okay, yes, no. R.I.P. Machcia. He'll probably come back here in a second. But yeah, I honestly think that the belt is just a good thing to get rid of. I was really tired of the belt saving people when they were just one sliver of health away.
I was tired of wearing it. Like, I had to wear it in fives all the time, and like, I just have it. Now I don't have to wear it anymore. Like, it sucked not having all the strength stats and intellect and stamina and stuff.
Yeah, as much as I'll miss my net, getting cringe engineering out of arena is definitely a good thing overall.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, is that? I just thought about a question. Are you guys planning on going enchanting just for arena purposes?
Yeah. I've already re-rolled. So I ditched out my Storm Herald, and yeah, now it's a waiting game.
What are you rocking now?
Jeez, I'm not sure. I do really like World Breaker, but I do really seem to get a lot less crits.
Gotcha.
A lot fewer of them, and I don't know. I do like the stats on the Twin Blade. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, Twin
But
Blade's
that's for
nice.
Red Rogue purposes, I have to say.
My perspective on World Breaker is TBC Arena is filled with RNG. There's a million different RNG things, and the more that you can kind of tilt to your favor and more RNG things that can go your way, the better. So
I feel like World Breaker for Reckoning
Yeah.
is crazy because
Yeah.
like if you can stack Reckoning, World Breaker, and then twist into that Reckoning, it's like game over for anybody.
yeah, it's either 40% crit rate on 3 melees and a Seal of Command or on 4 Seals of Blood. So either way, it's really good.
Yeah, so I feel like that's if you're gonna play Reckoning, I feel like World Breaker is definitely the way to go if you have it. I've just never seen one. I really wanted one.
Ooh, you still don't have a World Breaker?
No, I use Twin
Ooh.
Blade,
That is unlucky.
Yeah,
but I
no.
think I will go enchanting. I mean, it's like it's still use, right? It's best for PvE for the rest of the game, and it's amazing stats for arena, especially the intellect. So dual use,
Yeah.
And I have Twin Blade, so I might as well. I was gonna do it this week, but enchanting is really expensive right now because of the off season. Everybody's like enchanting their gear, so I'm like waiting to see if it'll come down or. But I'll be going. I'll be swapping soon.
I actually preferred Storm Herald over World Breaker as well.
Really?
Yeah, but mostly because as Red Rogue, you're just trying to get pressure up as fast as possible, get your vengeance stacks up, and when all cooldowns are popped and you feel safe, you can pop your wings and see if you can get the final kill in. If I have to do that with World Breaker, it's probably I've had a couple of games where I had a massive seal twist, but overall, I think I preferred my Storm Herald over World Breaker for Red Rogue,
Yeah,
definitely.
also if you're playing Ret Rogue, you don't have Windfury, so it's just another like your shield twists are even smaller. So you don't have Reckoning, so that's one melee attack minus, and then no Windfury is another one. So the most it's ever going to affect is one Seal of Command, one melee, or 2 Seals of Blood, which is just way smaller than it helps the hits with Reckoning or rsham.
The Storm Herald does seem nice in that comp just to help you get ahead, like, get a nice stun, just something like that. It's, pretty rare, but.
Does Storm Herald DR with Cheap Shot or no?
No.
No. I think
That's
it's
interesting.
Kidney. I think it's Kidney, right?
No, it shouldn't be Kidney because it doesn't DR with
Hello?
Dodge.
Hello, Machcia?
I don't think it DR'd with anything.
No, Storm Herald DRs with all the random effects.
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if Cheap Shot was on that random DR or not.
Like,
I
like
play
Seal of
twos, right? So I
Justice?
don't have to
then
run
it
into
should.
I don't have to run into Warrior Rogue very often. So I don't know. Didn't know that DR.
So Storm Herald would DR with Warrior's Mace stun proc, but not with Intercept.
Doesn't one of those Mace stunts DR with Seal of Justice?
I'd imagine that's on the same one. Yeah.
No.
Does it
No.
not?
Like either Warrior Mace stun or Storm Herald, like doesn't one of those DR with Seal of Justice?
Doesn't feel like it DRs with Warrior Stuns either, actually.
It's been so
Definitely
long since I got a Storm Herald stun proc that I wouldn't even know.
Yeah, I haven't used Storm
Yeah.
Herald in a long time, but I feel like I should DR with one of those things. There's not that many different DRs.
Yeah, once I got the World Breaker, I never put the Storm Herald back on. I never put it back on.
It's also the intimidation factor. When people see that thunderclap animation, they get scared.
Oh yeah. Oh for sure. I
Cheap
also kind of like
shot.
it though.
Cheap Shot, Bash, and War Stomp DR together with Hodge. I think that's all for that DR.
Yeah, and then Kidney Shot is on its own one. Yeah.
So any last thoughts on these adjustments here, these PvP adjustments, guys?
I think they're overall good. I think some people will have a harder time, like everybody said, like with not having Skull against Mage Rogue and Rogue teams. But I think overall it's a good thing, and I think that's only going to be an issue for people at the very high end of the skill of the ratings. And like, I think overall it's just a really good thing to get all these OP vanilla items out of Arena and like kind of make it more, I don't know, skill based. I don't know if that's the right term, but it kind of feels like it is. Like not having these little items to rely on kind of makes it more like about how you play. And,
Yeah, I'd say it decreases the skill cap if anything. Like Skull had a lot of kind of skillful moments you could use it in, but it makes it more of a level playing field, which it's more competitive you could go with. But
I didn't know this Silent Fang. People were actually using that.
I wanted to
Yes.
find an opportunity to use that so bad. It's such a fun meme weapon.
What's that one do?
Mir is losing it
6
as his regular
seconds.
item.
6-second silence. That's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
What's the proc chance though?
I
Good
don't-
enough for the best
enough?
rogue in the world to
Yeah,
use
it's
it.
good enough to proc.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, if you're sword and boarding, right? Why not?
Well, the problem
Yeah,
with that
true.
for us is sword and boarding. You're generally hitting like a rogue or a warrior or something that's chasing you around,
True,
right? That's generally what you're
true.
hitting when you have a sword and board out. If you're hitting a druid or a priest, you want to be hitting them hard with your two-hander. So it's kind of worthless for us. If shamans could use swords, I think it would have a great place for the shaman and Ret Resto. But
Yeah. On the topic of Skull,
Mhm.
with the gear levels of Season 3, you will be much more capable of withstanding Rogue Mage. This is the moment in the PvP where they're the weakest.
yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, and we
Before they
also
ramp up again.
we also go from, I mean, obviously everybody knows that Ret goes from like 290. If you wear like every PvP item, you have like 290 Resil, and in season 3 it's like 430 or 435. So
What?
that's a huge Resil change.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
Isn't it like
I think it's from I'm at 270, I think, right now in my PvP gear, and I'm going to be going up to like 360 for free.
I have one PvP ring and everything else. I wear 5-piece and I wear the cloak, and that's 291, right? With one
Are you-
one ring.
Gemmed Resil too.
He has to.
I have a 5 Resil gem in my shoulder. That's it.
Well,
I'm just still wearing the cape, so I know a lot of people don't wear the cape anymore. But
dude, any pin readers in the chat? Did you not see my Season 3 bits for Ret Paladin?
I read
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
I
socket. It was socketed strength. So I
335
ignored it.
resilient. Hello.
I had a look at it.
It's to 420.
Yeah, 420 seems super high, but you should. It's still above 300 from well below to 300 is the point.
wait, how much is this?
is this a podcast
Hey,
full
please
of
ban
non-pin
Mobywan from
readers?
the- No pin readers here.
335.
Jesus.
That seems super low.
Well, no, that seems fine.
I
you
built
shouldn't
a
gem it.
I built a 5-piece set when I was looking at season 3. I built a 70 upgrades 5-piece set and it had 435 or 429, and it used the season 3 and the season 2 ring. Obviously you might want to go with the Hydro Exalted ring instead, but so
I have no idea where you got 100 resilience from, even assuming.
Well,
that you
no. You do gain. It's about 90 resilience just from going from the offset, like S2 to S3 offset plus main set. But 400 something
yeah,
is way high.
I'll
but
build a
it's
set
still
right
90.
now.
Yeah,
Is the upgrade's not working?
No, it's working.
I'm pretty certain my set that I made is like 330, something like that.
It's
Three.
335 for me, and I'm using 3 PvE items. What?
Yeah, mine's 335 as well in my set. But the thing
I'm
is,
gonna
right
take a look
now,
here.
my set is what am I in my current gear? 250, right? So it's still just 80 Resil right there.
I mean, aside from PvP items,
This is what I have right now.
3 base is Cloak of... Yeah.
And it says, let's see here, 313. I don't know if that's low, but probably missing something here.
If you want to use Aggressor's Ring, I would not use Band of Eternal Champion.
You
Yeah,
use
only
the
use
PvP ring?
only one PvE ring, would I say? Yeah.
Does Judgment use melee crit as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I was wondering that.
Vindicators.
I was doubting
What?
whether or not to pick up a Cloak of Darkness, but I guess I should.
So 335 with that. That doesn't seem too bad.
Yeah, and
I would prefer to go for the Eternal Band for the PvE ring, but yeah.
yeah, maximize RNG, go Eternal Band for sure.
You're just going straight RNG, huh, fellas?
No, it has a deeper context because as Ret, whenever you are playing against melee or ranged, you are either in 100 and shield, or you just cannot reach the range. So all your procs wait and like reload for when you actually reach those people.
Yeah, okay, fair.
So you are hoping when you're playing the RNG spec is that your everything procs when you actually reach that somebody and deal maximum damage with Windfury.
That's a good point.
This will be covered in more detail in the guide.
So I guess, well, speaking of Ret and PvP, let's move into actual, talking about it and stuff like that. I got a question, first question, how much is twisting in the, like the modern twisting impacted Ret's viability in, PvC Classic?
I would say not much.
Yeah, it's definitely not much in PvP as it is in PvE. Like, I'm twisting almost every hit, but twisting is not a huge portion of your damage.
Yeah, Reds had been fine with just Seal of Command auto attack bots on private servers and OG TBC. What actual mistake people make is like twisting too much and they themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man. Yeah.
As Red Rogue, I really love twisting Seal of Command and the Seal of Justice. By the way, that's been awesome since the very start of TVC.
So is that your go-to
That's all I can
twist?
say about Red Rogue.
Is that your go-to twist for that comp?
Nah. But I have to try and keep my Rogue mobile, and if I'm the only target on, if I'm the only one on the target at a certain point, I often try and get a 2-second stun in. Yeah. Leaves me room for another global cooldown as well. So
that is advanced play, by the way.
So you guys don't think that it's made like your kill a little bit easier for twisting? I mean, especially in twos, with helping with the shaman helping you kill and stuff like that.
It definitely increases like your burst window.
Yeah, the twist definitely increases your damage. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah,
most of the damage is still like the majority of the damage of a twist is still the melee hits from Windfury and possibly Reckoning, plus the Seal of Command. The blood is kind of icing.
He had to throw the wrecking in there just to trigger Machcia a little bit.
Reckoning's the play, but we'll talk about it later.
I don't know what you guys are thinking that I am somehow a Reckoning hater. I intend to play Reckoning. I have a problem with statements that say it's the best when it's been proven by rating that it is not. It is fine to play, but not the best.
Maybe it's just that maybe Canitnerd will pass ready next season. Who knows?
And when he does, then
well, I mean,
the best.
But that's also
compare
not
Euro and NA rating.
It's also like you can't just say like the spec's better than that spec because like this spec has a guy with 100 more rating. Like, I mean,
dude,
it's more than that, right? There's such a small sample size, and like also EU versus NA rating, that it's like there's so much more to it than like, oh, the highest team is CS, so CS is better. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I can explain why. I have my reasons for thinking Reckoning is better, and I think they're just objective reasons. But who plays what isn't really a factor here.
Well, you know what? That's actually a question two down. Let's just get into it right now. Why do you think Reckoning is better?
So the two big issues are, first of all, Reckoning gives you kill windows that you never would have had as CS. There's times where, say against Druid Warrior, right, and you're just chasing this Druid around and hitting the Warrior a bit, and it feels awful. But the Warrior hamstrings you, and all of a sudden you get a Reckoning proc from it, and you walk up to the Druid and bop them down to half health, and all of a sudden they're on the back foot the rest of the game just because that proc puts you in a position to win. And then on top of that, Sacred Duty is the best talent in the entire tree for Ret PvP. because it just means you can become unpeelable for 12 seconds and just have free reign. If you have Sacred Duty up and you bubble and you're hitting a priest, the rogue just can't do anything in DPR. He can't do anything to peel you off. You just beat the shit out of his priest, and while the shaman's purging.
The small amount that I did play Reckoning, it seemed that Reckoning wasn't even the strongest portion of the talent. It was that talent, being able to bubble.
Yeah, Sacred Duty is the game
pressure.
changer.
Yeah.
Reckoning is huge and very fun, and will win you games, just like the Reckoning talent will win you games, but Sacred Duty is the consistent great part about that spec.
You also like
The
have
name
all
of the
these.
spec conceals what's really good about it.
Yeah, exactly.
You also have like all these really open GCDs for dispelling, like 'cause
Yeah.
you're not CSing.
Like if you're a Ret who's trying to like play 3s or even 5s, for example, I think playing Reckoning will actually help you get way better at it, because it means instead of sitting there like doing your rotation and hitting CS, you're more worried about dispelling and stuff like that, and using your GCDs for the utility that are the stronger parts of Ret.
What
in those
about
brackets.
like trying to secure a Reckoning proc? Because like a lot of times you're probably not getting targeted, right? So you have to like taunt a pet or something like that.
Yeah, taunting a pet, but like good warlocks leave their pet in the, you're fighting in the middle of the arena and their pet's in the starting zone, because against a shaman they don't really even need to interrupt. They can just Curse of Tongues him and he's basically interrupted. So taunting a pet on you is kind of a niche thing that doesn't get to happen very often at the higher brackets. In the lower brackets you can do it more, but Reckoning, you still get the incidental procs against most comps. Like a druid will bash you and he'll hit you with a melee attack at the same time because it's kind of hard to avoid, and you get a Reckoning proc off of that. Or the hamstrings and stuff like that, and you get those procs, and you see that as a window, and you just go.
So you're a Reckoning shill even in 3s and 5s.
Yeah, 5s is probably more iffy, but the thing is, in those brackets, there's more incidental stuff that'll give you the procs. Like, yeah, they have more options to hit, so it's less likely that you'll be the focus target. But a Frost Nova can proc it, a multi-shot can proc it, all sorts of stuff can proc it. Whirlwind, whatever.
Except for dots.
I will say,
yeah, except for dots.
The one time I queued Reckoning in 5s, that might have been when we went down. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure earlier on in the season when I was still doing 5s, I queued into you as Reckoning one time and blew someone up on your team a few games. Like Reckoning's fun.
Yeah, because we stopped going on Rets just at all, completely, because we just
which
don't know
is
if they're Reckoning
which is
at
in
all.
this season at least, or was in this season, a definite win because Ret resilience is so low. So if they just don't go you because they have Reckoning, and you can just be unpeelable with bubble, that's a win.
Yeah.
Wait, did I just see Surv have belt in this 3v3?
Yeah.
Engineering.
Oof.
Oh my god, disgusting.
Oh my god.
Hey, this is not top tier gameplay, my dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never used the belt on Ret. I think it loses too many stats. But
yeah, I agree. I'm a definitely just scaled belt.
Just kind of learning 3s and just making it a little easier on my shaman. While we practice. If we got like above 1900, then I probably would take it off just for the intellect and stats. But
so Machcia, since you're the main Reckoning hater, why do you like Crusader Strike?
I'm indifferent to both of them. When Reti was still here, who was the real Reckoning?
Yeah, Reti's definitely the biggest like anti-Reckoning kind of player, and I mean,
yeah.
he's got a very respectable opinion considering how good he is. But I don't think. I think Reckoning's better still.
What Canitnerd just said about his shilling part of Reckoning is exactly what I've been saying to Reti when he was still here, like to defend Reckoning, because he said that if you go Reckoning, you won't go above 1500 rating.
Did he actually say that?
No, it will be hard stack 2.4k or whatever.
Wow.
Not quite.
Yeah.
No, the point between Reckoning and CS is, unlike people think you have to press CS every time it's off cooldown, you do not have to. You can treat CS as a proc. Like every 6 seconds, you have a chance to do one more auto swing, like Reckoning does. But you can decide when to do that.
Yeah, no. Like using that is just kind of like another burst button. CS isn't bad by any means because of that, but it can't proc any of the things that an auto swing can proc.
Dude, I don't know, man. Seeing Reckoning, like I was playing some 5s when we were trying to get Glad, and we played against Peaceblade. You guys know Peaceblade? He was Reckoning, and we tried to go on him one time, and he just vaporized our warrior just instantly, just done. Didn't even need any help at all. It was just all him, just done.
Yeah, going for rank 1, the strongest part about Reckoning is it kind of gave me one free win against like every team, right? Like Neon Tanso and Icons or Magnus, right? Like they were I think they ended up at the top of the ladder, maybe one down from top of the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a warrior druid. We should never beat that. Like, and we didn't. We faced them maybe 5 or 4 times. We beat them 1 out of those games.
Mm-hmm.
But that first game, they didn't respect Reckoning. The warrior hamstrung me. I got a proc, and I 2-shot the druid. And she's like, okay, take a free win and go away. But that won't really. That's not a thing as much next season because everyone's played me more. And then it's not as much of a thing in EU, I'm sure, because there's way more Ret Restas over there.
Yeah.
But I think even without that cheese, just like against the comps that Ret should beat, like, DPR, a comp we should do well against, and Mage Rogue, I still think Reckoning is way better.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
there are comps that are
Oh.
straight up better to play against as Reckoning, but I would also say that there's comps that are more favored to CS.
Yeah, but I think most of those CS favored comps are comps that we shouldn't beat, right? Like, I'd rather be CS against Warlock Druid or Warrior Druid, but I wouldn't go a spec to go from 80% loss rate to 70 against those comps when it hurts my win rate against the other comps.
So I made a set. I must have been using maybe I was using the plate off pieces when I did the other one. So it's not 435, but 396 Resil if you use the cape and 2 PvP rings. That's with 5 piece. That's with all the off pieces.
Yeah.
Can you show it? No, can you show it?
I posted it in the PvP channel, and it only has the only Resil gem
here.
is the 6 stamina, 5 Resil gem that I put in the shoulders because you can put that in a yellow slot. So I just threw that in there. But yeah, that's the only Resil gem, and that's a 396 Resil. So like compared to what I have right now, that's like 105 extra Resil.
While we're
So
still
like
on top,
we gain a lot of Resil in season 3. I mean, you can take off the cape and you can take off the extra PvP ring, and you'll lose like 40 Resil. So you go down to like 350 something, which is about on par with what you have in yours. But
yeah, but also there's a point that people newer to Arena make the mistake. Just in the past week, people in my guild did. They thought, is 450 resilience in my season 1 Arena gear too little? It's like, resilience is a stat you need to balance that has a value of its own that can be attached. So going season 1 cloak in season 3 is not what I would ever recommend to you to do.
Maybe I'm well, Dory's Embrace though comes out like halfway through season 3.
Yeah,
so
I
you
wouldn't
can
use it either.
toss that in there, but
definitely better to use a PvE cloak.
But like, I mean, because your
Cloak of
alternative
Darkness.
besides Dory's Embrace is like Cloak of Darkness, right? Which
Mhm.
isn't like it's not like a huge difference in terms of damage. Plus, you get the Resil. But like,
you get Cloak of Darkness for the blue socket.
Yeah, the blue socket's nice for sure, for sure.
So while we were on the topic of Reckoning and CS and Mobywan, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I can't really comment on it because I've only been playing Crusader Strike as Red Rogue. I'll give it a shot at the start of season 3 and see how it goes. I see a window for Sacred Duty, definitely, where I just enable my rogue to do whatever he wants, and I bubble and smash druids. They can't belt anyway, so.
I mean, so as a bystander that does not play really Ret Resto, and you've heard our arguments for CS or Reckoning, what would you say as a bystander? What would you prefer to do?
I've thought about this. I think for starters, I think it's probably really good to start off with Crusader Strike and get used to basically touching a lot of buttons, and then see if you can get your seal twisting in there. And when you've perfected that, go on to Reckoning and see how it goes. Might be easier the other way around. I'm not sure. My only experience with Reckoning is trying it out in BGs, meeting warlocks and crying myself to sleep.
Yeah,
honestly. So yeah,
Reckoning is just fun, in my opinion. It's just a lot of fun. Just having one swing that does a billion in one it's too entertaining. For sure.
Oh, I know what I did. I had the season 3 weapon.
Can we put up that video of like what actually inspired us to play PvP per Paladin?
It's me in Speank bait on, yeah.
Yeah, the Speank bait. The Speank bait.
Yeah, I'll type in Speank TVC Ret Paladin. I can't remember. You got the video? Anybody got a Clip to it.
Maybe. Oh, I got it. I got it.
He's got it. He's got it.
It is. We posted in PvP channel right now. If you can do that and plug on your stream.
Yep, I got it.
Do you guys often watch fellow Ret stream, by the way? Because I do thoroughly enjoy seeing, let's say, Kishti Babe just one-shot a druid with his reckoning.
This right
I
here?
think that is the most hilarious thing ever.
Yeah, it's definitely
It-
cathartic when you finally catch that druid that's been running around all game and just one-shot him with Reckoning. So it's
Yeah.
definitely the more fun
The
build.
cactus.
Yeah, the more fun
Bruh.
build for sure.
Bruh.
This is so good.
Cactus
It's
man.
perfect.
This
Oh my God.
baited me so fucking hard.
Yeah.
None of what TBC
That-
works like this.
You're saying
Yeah.
that baited? Yeah, no, that
Yeah, yeah.
it's a pretty funny clip for sure, man. I still Reckoning kind of works like that, but just the fact that it doesn't proc on the dots is like really bad.
Yeah,
in
that's the big
comparison
thing,
to
is it
that.
not proccing
Yeah.
on dots, because it takes Warlock Druid from like a matchup where you're playing the game and who knows what can happen to. I think I've fought Warlock Druid for a full 5-minute game where a lot of drinks happened and stuff like that, and gotten one Reckoning proc when he immolated me, kind of
Oof,
thing. It's just
goddamn.
terrible. It's terrible.
Dude, that's terrible. So you guys, Mobywan plays Ret Rogue.
Yeah.
Can plays Ret Resto Shaman. Machcia, do you play Ret Resto Shaman?
I'm gonna be changing my repertoire in tools a bit in season 2, probably, because my partner only plays because he's my friend, but he hates playing Resto Shaman.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm considering going for Ret Mage and Ret Disc Priest for tools.
Ooh, okay.
I'll try to get like at least 2k rating with either of them and add it at least to the guide that will be coming soon.
You guys all play Blood Elf?
Yes.
Yeah.
The silence so OP.
Yeah.
Silence is huge. It's really,
amazing.
really big.
Like
Stoneform's
I
also
remember
sick, but...
I remember Esfond. I was talking to Esfond a bit about PvP, and he's like telling me how back in the day he's like, there's only a couple paladins higher than him, and they were all Blood Elf, and he's like, yeah, it's because Seal of Blood is obviously OP. And I was like, I think the silence is a little bit bigger importance there
Yeah.
than the Seal of Blood.
Silence is insane. I mean, it's huge.
Playing. If I had to give you a recommendation, if you were starting, let's say in TBC SOM, if that happens, if you are Alliance, I would never recommend you to play Ret Resto Shaman.
I mean, there's a pretty high alliance Ret Resto Shaman on.
Oh yeah, I'm not
on
saying
NA.
that they're not that
Yeah.
bad.
Dwarf is good, but Blood Elf Silence is definitely huge. Definitely way, way, way
Yeah,
better.
Stoneform is nice, but yeah, silence is just so good for the burst window.
I think if like this was Cataclysm kind of thing and dwarves could be shamans, it'd be a little bit closer because just how strong dwarf is. But
It's not just like the Arcane Torrent, but like being able to mana tap and enter combat is really nice.
yeah, and I mean even the mana restore from Arcane Torrent has like I've
Mhm.
won games off of a 3-stack mana tap over the course of a longish game against a druid, and I'm and then I can just Arcane
Yeah.
Torrent and have enough mana for another go.
And then there's an orc that has like 35% stun resist.
Yeah, and
Oh.
the
Clear off wound
and with-
poison stacks. And
yeah, with
Mortal
Bop,
Strike.
with Bop, their racial functions as a discount stone form, which is nice.
Yeah, and Alliance has what? Most people play human. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Or that I think the highest rated Alliance Red Shaman is both Draenei, just even fucking
Oh.
crazier.
Really?
The
Really?
one on
Wow, that's
NA
wicked.
that's like 28. I think they were almost 2,900. Was a dwarf Draenei.
I wouldn't know. I just checked EU ladders because it's better. But yeah, a human has what? People say, "Oh, perception is good." No, it's not, dude. If you go above 1500 rating, you will never catch a rogue with perception.
I can kind of see an argument
I can guarantee you that.
now that Skull is gone of human having a decent place of you pop perception at the end of your sack to make sure they can't sack or sap you, but that's pretty iffy.
And Draenei. And fucking Draenei,
Yeah, Draenei's useless.
dude. Nothing.
So
Okay, there's one thing, okay? To be fair to Draenei, you can, when you're playing against classes of interrupts, use your Gift of the Naru and be locked out on Holy School instead of Nature
I mean,
School.
you can do that with a you do it with a
That's the
Band-Aid too. We had a multi-rank
only
one,
thing.
a multi-rank one mage waste a CS into a Band-Aid once, so you can get it with anything. I wish you could Hearthstone in
Hell yeah.
arena. That'll get them too.
Dude, that's the play. That's the big 5-head play for sure.
So, something I'm dying to ask, because now that I'm looking at Season 3 gear and I'm looking at the sets I was building, I realized that when I built that 435 Resil set, I was using Season 3 weapon. I wasn't using the playoff pieces, but I was using Season 3 weapon. So I wanted to ask you guys how you feel about Torch versus the Season 3 weapon. Obviously, Torch is going to do more damage, but that 33 Resil is pretty nice, and the damage loss I don't think is huge. So how do you guys feel about that?
Torch, always.
Yeah, I'm a Torch shill, 100%.
Torch is better, and unless you have like a really, really bad weapon, like you don't even have a Season 2 Tier 5 equivalent weapon, you should not buy a Season 2 or Season 3 weapon until after you have your full 5 set. So, definitely Torch.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like you're if you're raiding, on your Ret, you're definitely gonna, get it auto-looted to you. So I mean, it's a pretty easy weapon to obtain. But honestly, well, you were asking about Torch in Season 3 serve. I'm actually curious, do we use Torch the rest of the game for PvP?
No. You use Season 4 weapon.
Season
Definitely
4 or
not.
Apollyon.
Season
I
4
know there's
over
a lot of debate about that whole topic about what to use in Season 4, because Apollyon's so fast and Steal a Command won't proc as much and stats just aren't as favorable, but like it just does so much more damage. So I'm still kind of leaning Apollyon, but I could see Season 4 just
Also,
for the slower speed.
fast weapon isn't all bad because it increases the chance that like it could increase the number of hits you get in a Reckoning proc.
Yeah.
As Reckoning at least. So Apollyon.
God damn it! Everything comes down to Reckoning.
It does, I mean, the two specs have a lot of differences, and the fact that it's a 3.4 speed weapon means, like, your Reckoning proc doesn't always happen at the start of a swing timer. So every second of
You know what's
every
good
point
for
second,
Reckoning? You can get more mana.
Make the difference. True.
I actually kind of like
But
Apollyon.
what you do in Season 4 is you get Apollyon with Mungus, of course, and then you get Season 4 weapon with Death Frost.
Yeah, Death Frost is the thing I'm looking forward to a
yeah.
lot, for sure. Yeah, Death Frost will be very nice.
What were you gonna say, Moby?
But
yeah, I think as Red Rogue, I might even be using Cataclysm's Edge.
Really?
Yeah, I used it a lot back in the days, and I thought it was great for putting on pressure. Season 3 weapon is what I got after Cataclysm's Edge, and I'll definitely be using that over Torch as well. Mostly for the extra resilience, obviously, but all the extra stats make it definitely
I
worth
tried
picking up.
building our penetration set for Season 3, but it too much sacrifice for Season 3.
I'm definitely going to put together an armor penetration set and maybe put it on when I know I'm going to fight a priest or something like that.
So Dory's Embrace then, or no?
Executioner shills?
Probably Dory's
I'll be
Embrace.
using Dory's.
Maybe Executioners. The gloves. What are the name of the gloves from BT? The double socket ones?
Oh,
Grips of Silent
Silent
Justice.
Silent
Yeah.
Justice, that's the one. Yeah, those probably, or maybe the legs. Not sure which one yet, but yeah, you can get a pretty decent little armor pen set, and I think against priests it could actually be a lot of pressure.
Well, I tried to use the set with Cataclysm Edge, Leggings of Divine Retribution, and the neck with armor pen.
Ooh.
I think the
So you would
gloves
have
are
our
gonna be,
tower and our armor pen.
yeah, I think the gloves are going to be the better play because you lose less stat for them and they have the double socket.
Well, see, how are the if you're using the gloves from there? I mean, what about the gloves, the Season 3 gloves with the Crusader strike damage?
Well, I don't take that talent.
God damn it again!
I don't take that talent.
Yeah, I just had to throw it in there for Can. But what do you guys think about that in terms of like the glove? You think that's a decent power upgrade?
Nice
You
little
should
bonus.
not be going for it first.
Yeah, I'm pretty
No.
sure didn't the math work out to it like being a tiny little percentage of a damage increase? So it's just kind of it's just a bonus. It's not something that's like a huge difference.
Definitely better than our previous glove bonus.
Dummy, it's on target dummy. It's like 6 DPS.
Yeah, it's not like we can't all be rogues that have like a game-changing glove bonus. We still have a kind of
huge,
bad
man.
one.
So going back to the comps that you guys run and stuff like that, what are the general win conditions for you guys' comp, and stuff like that? Like, what do you guys need to do? Let's start with Moby.
I prioritize learning each other's play styles. Because if you don't know how the other guy's going to react to certain situations, you're just going to waste your cooldowns, and you're going to throw games for no reason. And we're still doing that at 2500. I think that is the main thing. It's simple things like well, obviously communicating. I had a lot of times where St. George, for example, doesn't run add-ons for some reason. I think he's too old school for that or whatever. But I have to keep calling out every time I get CC'd. And when we're 2 or 3 hours into a session, obviously our communication just drops down a bit. And I've had it many times where he asks for a dispel, but I'm counterspelled or whatever. And my way of shouting after 2 or 3 hours gets different, and I think it's all those little things that you have to get to know of one another, and it's all step-by-step learning for Red Rogue. You have to focus on, okay, I'm going to try keep you mobile for an hour and see how that goes. I'm going to focus on trinketing into a sacrifice and things like that. It's all about getting the basics done first, and then move on to, get your CC lined up, and then work on different comps.
So we're just pulling up one of your clips here, man. Let's see. Just talking about the kill phases and stuff like that. This is a rogue druid comp, and I haven't really looked at it again. Can you explain what you did here?
Yeah. So I put this one in because the druid didn't have belt, and things would change. And despite the fact that I think he trinkets this one into a blind, and he immediately dispels it to. I don't think that is necessarily the best thing there, but he has a cancel aura macro for mages. When I bop or freedom him, he immediately dispels it as well. It's those little things. And here it's just this game is a pain. This is the part where I just try to get it. I keep free up on him. He shouts at that I need to consecrate just in case. He gets stunned here. I have to try and see if I can keep some damage off of him. Put up sacrifice. Gee, what else can I say? Yeah. So we killed the druid here. I popped wings to put in some extra pressure because he was peeling St. George mostly. Not me.
Oh.
He dies.
Yeah. Left with a nice 1v1.
Yeah, I kept my repentance up for a bit so I can line it up with my my hammer. I get the kill on the rogue here actually. It's always nice when you get a when you get a kill on the rogue in a 1v1 situation.
Oh,
but that's only possible when you get when you have bubble up. I should have put a justice on him as well because of that.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah.
I mean, that was
druids are just so elusive, but the fact that the druid still dies is just it's going to make such a big difference for season 3 because one press of the belt would have dropped the game there. This is where I wanted to show the power of Seal of Justice actually, because this mage actually blinks, and when they do that, it's.
You're talking about right in the beginning when he does.
Yeah. I Seal of Justice on him there. Yeah. I always open up with Seal of Justice against mage rogues as well. So he runs in as well. Sometimes they're very aggressive.
So he blinks on that Justice stun, which is
yeah. Was a terrible blink on his part. But mages just something goes on in their head when they sorry.
The advantage of playing a niche comp is that the enemy doesn't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, I shouldn't have swung there actually. Figured that was a massive mistake. But other than that,
mage fought, you hodged him.
When? Sorry?
At the beginning, when he was on the top of the tomb, that mage, I bet, thought you hodged him, not...
Yeah.
He has no idea what a seal... He doesn't know what a Seal of Justice is. He's never seen one in his life.
Yeah, it's the same thing here. This guy this guy actually trinkets my Seal of Justice stun.
He does.
I swing at him, and he's like, "Oh shit, what happened?" He trinkets it. And
Wow.
when you get simple things like that done, because the Seal of Justice stuns at the very start, you just open up the game for yourself.
Oh yeah.
We try to work around because we're playing double human. Obviously, we try to work around not finding rogues as much, and we're just going in hardcore. And we did this because there was a Horde Red Rogue team a bit higher than us, and we figured like, hey, they probably won't get any openings, so we have to try and see if we can do that as well. I think I implemented a Priest Rogue clip as well, where we don't get the Rogue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And some games are incredibly messy because of the simple fact that it's so high paced and there's such little room for error as Red Rogue that you basically have to see if you can get all your cooldowns. I think it's this one, yeah. I always use Seal of Crusader against Priest Rogue because I think that I get Scepter actually. Is this one? No.
What happened?
No sack on the Rogue?
What just happened to that?
That was a very short clip.
Yeah, that was a very short clip.
Did I screw up that clip? Okay. No? Was it? I don't know.
Why did it stop?
It's a 1 minute clip. What?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm.
Oh. Okay.
Sometimes they like wig out like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Seal of the Crusader is my go-to against Priest Rogue, so we can get the pressure on as much as possible.
Do you do that for the crit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and
so
the Red Shaman build does not have it. Yeah, improved.
Yeah, parry. I prefer parry to that.
Yeah.
That's only also because I'm the one DPSing and I'll have a rogue DPSing with me.
Yeah. And you see my comics add-ons as well. It's so satisfying to see that chop coming out of his wrist when he dies.
So instead of doing Justice here, you're playing Crusader, and that.
Against Priest Rogue at the very least, because he's going to shift crippling poison onto him anyway, and the 3% crit obviously helps him, but it gives me more holy damage as well. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Sadly, it doesn't work for blood. I don't know why it doesn't, but sadly, it doesn't work for blood.
Oh, really?
What, the spell power?
The bonus from Crusader Judge doesn't work for Seal of Blood. And I talked to Pride about this a little bit. We don't know if it's intentional or not. We tried to bug report it, and they never said anything about it. We tried to bug report it multiple times. But
the
Blood
Seal
doesn't gain anything.
Judgment of Crusader does very little in terms of the holy damage for us. It's more for the prop paladin and raid. PvP, it's kind of dead.
Does that never go back to you, sir?
It works for command and judge.
Yep.
Sorry, what did you say, Machcia?
Did Blizzard never get back to you?
No, they never said anything about it.
Interesting.
Even though you're in the council?
There's say again?
Even though you're in the council?
Yeah, I know. No, I would not join the community council, dude. Come on, I'm not that big of a simp for Blizzard.
Not that big of a simp.
Who do I look like, dude? 6? Do I look like S-Fun, bro? Come on, man.
Whoa. S-Fun will come here and you don't know shit, bud.
If you want to see something painful, I think it's this game. Yeah, this game is very painful.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Go ahead.
This game is hilarious at one point. There's not much to comment on this. I think I open with Seal of Justice as well. Get a swing in, see if you can get a mini stun on the guy, and go from there.
Fully disarmed, by the way.
Huge.
Yeah, I know.
Disappointing. Very disappointing.
Yeah, you don't need a weapon chain when you can bubble out the disarm, right?
Yeah, that's mostly what the game plan is for us. But
this
what's
is
going on with the
holy
water?
shit, man!
You're going to love this one.
I gotta watch that again.
That druid just fell over.
He really did.
Yeah, no reason as well. I mean, I just got extremely lucky with all my crits and damage. Obviously, I had wings on, so I repentance the warrior to give St. George an extra global cooldown to get away from the warrior here. Um,
I bet you cannot lose to this warrior here.
Ooh,
No,
1v1.
exactly. That's what I thought as well. You're not gonna like this at the end. This is a clip where I think I named it "You love to see it and you love to hate this." I have my bubble up, so I thought like, okay, I'm in a really good place.
Mhm.
Now, there's one thing that frustrated me extremely. It's this part, yeah. So, I heal myself. He bandages. I run around. I consecrate.
Doesn't even hit him.
It doesn't hit him. Okay, so I get a crit heal. Things seem to be going all right, and I figure like, okay, I can do this. It feels good. Let's go. Obviously, main stun runs away.
Oh my gosh.
Look at this. Okay, so he runs.
It's a
I repentance him.
Dodge.
Okay, I resist that. Parry. Dodge. Die.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh.
but the fact that we still managed to kill the druid with belt and everything,
Yeah.
nature swiftness and thing is
Taking a little bit of damage there in the beginning too. I don't know if this guy was sweeping strikes or not. So
don't
just
think
in
so.
general, what do you?
I'm not sure actually.
Just to sum it up, I mean, what are you guys looking for? Just trying to get a blind, just trying to get someone to use their trinkets, really quickly.
Like your win conditions, you know.
Yeah.
Well, it is extremely painful against warrior druids.
Mm-hmm.
We stopped trying to stun and blind warriors. We're still trying to work things out. We tried blinding druids immediately, go ham on warriors, but because there's so much RNG involved, such as that, it's hard to say really. I told St. George at the end of the season that I wanted to try to get the druid to trinket immediately, then blind him, bubble, bop, heal up, and get another go at him. But I think that's the thing that we're going to practice in season 3 from starters. In terms of win rate as Red Rogue, because of the belt usage, it's very difficult against certain comps. I think Priest Rogue is very, very doable. I think we're 40% win rate against Mage Rogue. We're still trying to figure that out. A really good Mage Rogue can shut down me easily and make sure I can't help St. George stay mobile.
Yeah.
Double DPS comps are most often, if it's not a mage at the very least, very favorable for us.
Oof.
Other than that, yeah, it's a bit of everything. Druids are very painful. Warriors are painful. Mages are painful. Other than that, yeah, I think it's I think it's going to be fair.
Generally, like targeting healers and CCing damage, or
yeah. We basically opt to stun repentance into blind the off target. Could be healers as well. Against priest warlock, for example, we kill warlocks because we figured that hellfire and prayer of mending is not a very fun thing to play against. So we started going for warlocks. That went really well. Druids, yeah, same thing. Let's say druid hunter, for example. We have to open up with blind on the druid. We have to stick to hunters and wait for the second blind to hit, and then we can actually kill the hunter. But if it's priest hunter, we CC the hunter and we stick to priest because priests tend to flop over most of the time.
Ooh, a warlock mage. That's a rare one.
Yeah.
Destrolog, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you got this one from one of my VODs, right?
Yeah, no, it just started playing your VOD, so I just decided to keep that going. Yeah. Talking about it, yeah.
Yeah, so we played this game as like one of the first games after a month break. So St. George had things going on. He had to work on IRL. just busy with work and all. We meet this Destruction Warlock mage. We met 3 Destruction Warlocks.
Oh my God.
This session was terrible. Yeah. We had days where we went from 2300 to 2550 in an hour, 1.5. And we had days where we went from I'm just trying to kill the pet here and don't even succeed at that. And we had games where we went from 2550 to 2300 because one of us wasn't feeling too well. And then obviously communication and your coordination are off, and you can't really afford any mistakes as Red Rogue. So you have to nail everything down.
So with trying to go like Repentant to Blind,
Yeah.
does that interfere with your like ability to get a sap because of Repent
Yeah.
sharing DR?
Yeah. Often enough, St. George has this muscle memory still from back in the days where he says like, okay, I'm gonna sap the target now, and I have to shout at him for not doing it, and then afterwards he says like, yeah, you're right, I forgot. Because it basically just means that he's off the target for 5 seconds, and it wouldn't have made a difference. In terms of getting the target off of us, but him being off a healer, for example, for 5 seconds is huge.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that's the thing.
So moving on to Can, I guess. What you're playing Ret rsham with Reckoning. What are you looking for your kill phase? What are you looking for before you go, man?
So like, Ret is fun and all, but it's kind of a really bad class. We don't have an interrupt. We don't have a slow. We don't have a, obviously we don't have a purge. So what really determines if you're going to kill someone or not a lot of times is if the shaman can connect and the shaman can be there on top of you helping. So it's a lot of like freedoming or bobbing the shaman to get him with you and bubbling for your own CCs or trinketing, whatever. And just if you can get on top of a priest and have either bubble for the peels or trinket for the peels, you'll generally get a kill. Obviously, anytime you get a Reckoning proc, ever, really, all of a sudden you have a kill phase, right? Like, the Druid can be across the map kiting you for days, but if the Warrior hamstrings you and gives you a Reckoning proc, all of a sudden you can turn and wings and maybe just kill the Warrior right there. So that's... You don't need much to have a kill phase going, but you need the Shaman's help almost always.
So
I know that you stream a little bit. Do we have any clips we can pull up of Canit?
I don't stream. I might stream a little bit next season, but I didn't stream this season. My
okay,
shaman
okay.
streamed a tiny bit, and then I have clips from like
Other people's streams?
streams when we played into them. Yeah, but I don't really have much from our perspective.
Well, toss them in the
Imagine not
PvP
downloading
channel.
Gretis vaults.
Whatever ones you have from other people's streams, if you want to toss them in the PvP channel, we can take a look.
Oh sure,
Yeah.
I posted a Reckoning one against Hazito. I think it's the last thing in the PvP. Yeah, it is. Like in this clip, it just kind of shows how the kill against Priest goes very often.
Based on me.
I'm harsh. I cannot
Where
trinket this.
No,
early, and they don't want to trinket it because who wants to trinket a Hodge, like a naked Hodge, basically.
You got a Hodge. Okay.
And then out of that, you get some damage. You rep. A lot of times they'll PS there, and you rep the PS so that it just fades during the rep. They don't want to trinket that because it's just a rep. They want to save it for a Hodge, and you time a go out of the reps. The last second of rep, you're hitting with the swing plus the shaman's hitting with chain lightning, NS chain lightning, whatever, and a shock.
And
that'll be enough just to kill them right there.
This is with Reckoning, yeah?
Yeah, that's with the Reckoning proc.
Yeah, for sure.
And I just send the bubble because we never want to go long games with us because my shaman for everything but the last week was wearing blues, so we really can't outgear. We really can't outgear anyone. We really can't go long.
Is your shaman like not a huge PvPer or?
No, he's a fucking god. But I met him in Shadowmoon Valley. I helped him do a quest in Shadowmoon Valley. So like, and he was just super behind, and didn't have gear, didn't have anything, didn't PvE. So it was a process of like him slowly honor gearing up, and we only played for the very end of November and December. So he didn't really have time to get gear from PvP. He had to get like season 1 gear and stuff to fill the slots.
So I'm watching this. I guess Killer Wave hits him with a chain lightning right as the Hodge ends, just so that you don't clip that repentance. I mean, that's nice because that's giving that little bit of extra damage. I don't know if he fucking absorbed, but
I think that got absorbed into a
shield
PS. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, still, just applying that little bit of extra pressure.
No, it didn't actually. I think it just resisted.
I think
Yeah, I think-
that's
No, shield. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the shaman pressure is huge. The shaman in this comp needs to play very aggressively.
Mhm.
With purges and also just with damage. A lot of times NS is used on the chain lightning, or lining up a go inside of a repentance of just charging up a chain lightning to land right as the repentance breaks.
If
That's
your
like- that's
shaman
like-
is role playing as a holy paladin, it's you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, it's a very aggressive healer. That's the whole point.
Yeah, like I think that's doubly true for CS. Like I feel like the shaman is almost more important like than the ret is like in how they
Yeah,
play.
Especially
like
killing
the
priest.
shaman's like 70% of the game, right? Is like how the shaman plays. And like
Yeah.
a lot of people probably don't get that as much. Like they don't understand that as much when they're like a beginner playing ret shaman, because like that's obviously it was mostly recommended for beginners. And like I want to ask you guys if that's something you'd recommend for beginners as well to play ret shaman. But I know that like a lot of people that start out with it, it's like it comes down to so much of like just how, is your shaman good? Is your shaman helping you get kills? Is your shaman DPSing? Is he purging? Can you get a Feldom maybe to win you a warlock game that you are probably going to lose otherwise?
Yeah, like the clip that you just played is one of those where I'm talking about how like we get a free win against everybody kind of thing.
I'm so sorry
Like-
for laughing like that.
yeah.
Just him
Well, yeah,
typing
you hear
LOL.
me losing my shit at the end of that clip. Like that's the most cathartic thing in the world, where you've been chasing a druid around
Yeah,
for
dude, he
5
just
minutes, and all of a sudden he just
drops.
dies. Like you hear me that say,
Look
"I
at
got a
that,
proc, I'm
85?
going," right? Like that's not a good go. My shot, like we're not both connected. The druid has trinket and everything, but
Yeah.
I got a proc, so I know that's our kill window right there.
Jeez.
He's just typing LOL.
Yeah. We
Oh my
don't like
God.
druids very much. We don't enjoy our times against druids, especially Neon Tanso there is like a really, really good player. And he was just queuing over and over the entire last week. Like it didn't matter that he was 100 above the rank 1 cutoff. He was just queuing. So we just hated running into him whenever we did.
So your shaman streams.
A little bit. He didn't
A little
stream
bit.
much 2s this season. He mostly streamed 3s. I think we're gonna stream more next season, but
Yeah, you guys
it
need
wouldn't
to
have been
stream.
it wouldn't
You
have been
pl- you
very
play
good
3s at all?
content. I haven't played much. I'll probably play a little bit of 3s next season. He
I was
plays, I
gonna
think,
say,
some
I've
kind
seen
of
you in
spell cleave.
I've seen you in 5s a bit. I know.
Yeah, you need 5s for the
had our
points,
little
right?
battles,
No option with
yeah.
that.
Mhm.
But I
But,
mean, when you're like rank 1 and 2s and your 5s is like 2K 2200 or whatever, then it's like less about the points, I guess.
Well, no, yeah, it was all about the points early season. I stopped doing 5s as soon as I had my full set. I don't know. I still need to find the 5 teams for next season, but
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been good. It wouldn't have been good stream content this season because there's just so much gear coping from us all the time. It would have been very cringe to watch. Just us saying, "Oh, well, we would have won that, but your gears were bad. Oh, we would have won that, but just it's a gear loss.
Yeah,
That's a gear
right.
loss there. That's just not good. That's
I've
not good to
seen
watch."
I've seen Sea-Doo play Resto Arms a lot, and I know that like for 3s, that's like pretty much the go-to. Although I know there's some other good comps too.
Yeah, I think the mage version, especially as Ret Resto Arms Warrior, the Resto Shaman has to be just an insane player because they like all the kicks, all the CC kind of stuff is all going towards them. They need to be
Yeah.
faking kicks. They
Yeah,
need to be
I
faking
don't
spell locks.
think that the Ret Resto Arms is the best that can be.
I think the mage is probably better. The mage version.
Yeah, it's just that the one guy that everybody looks towards in trees, Calamera, seems to be the only one that knows how to play Red Arms Warrior. But I don't think that's the best comp. You could go with a mage,
Yeah, the
much
mage
better.
takes a lot of pressure off the Resto Shaman because it's another target that can eat kicks and stuff, and also he has decurse for Curse of Tongues. So it's just, I think it's a better comp overall.
You think it's better than really?
I don't know.
So,
Maybe
Red,
like if you
Red
had
Mage Resto.
maybe if you had 2 skill capped teams, right? Like the warrior version would be better, but it is so much easier for the shaman to play, and he just has such a better life in the mage version.
I like Ret Warrior Resto Shaman just for fun. I mean, seeing a priest or a lock just drop, when the warrior and Ret connects it's pretty funny. I mean, it makes the game, interesting.
Yeah, and also the arms version is probably better against double healer. Is definitely better against double healer, and it's a very double healer centric kind of game right now. So
I know
dude,
there's like
huge.
one as well for like 5s. I know there's like one very high rated team that plays what Machcia calls the charity comp, which is Ret Mage Arms, and then it's Resto Shaman Priest.
yeah,
and Disc. That's the Retribution charity comp.
Yeah, because they
Imagine
can replace
not
you
getting
with any
glad
number
with
of
that.
classes and have a better comp, but they're just taking the little Make-A-Wish Ret Paladin around.
I feel like that's a really super strong comp, and I feel like Ret is really strong in 5s.
I don't know
Like
about that.
maybe you could
It's
replace the Ret with other classes, but I feel like Ret is strong in 5s.
I wouldn't call Red strong anywhere.
Well, yeah, the
Yeah.
only
Yeah,
comp
true.
in the game I believe that replacing the Ret with another class wouldn't be an objectively better comp is Ret Resto Shaman and 2s. Everything else, like I'm pretty sure you'd just be better off with another class. Like Ret Resto Arms Warrior, you'd be better off replacing that Ret with a Priest and playing double healer. There's a bunch of stuff like that. But in 2s is the only place
So
Ret really shines.
Ret isn't just Ret isn't just underrepresented in PvP. They just suck.
Oh no,
this year.
we're a melee with no slow or interrupt. Ret is
Mhm.
not good. It can be made to work and it has its niche, but it's not a strong spec by any means.
And on top of that, Red in PvP is not obvious at all how to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you go from Arms Warrior in PvE to your PvP spec Arms, you get an idea what you're supposed to do. Charge him, Mortal Strike him, win, get 2k rating, easy. But as a Retribution Paladin, when I was starting out, I didn't know if I should be using Seal of Blood constantly or Seal of Command, because I was watching Moby's video and he only did Seal of Command, or Twist. So that was a question I did not solve for weeks.
Yeah.
That's part of why I think for people starting out in 3s or 5s, it's better to play Reckoning because they have just so many free globals to learn when to dispel and learn when to twist better.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem is I'm not dispelling quick enough.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I need big debuffs or something, man, because I cannot.
Big debuffs is very nice. Yeah, big
like,
debuffs is very
I need
nice.
that.
And if you don't currently use like specific dispel binds, right, like this button to dispel my healer, this button to dispel my arms warrior
Yeah.
kind of thing, you need to learn to do that.
That was a
too.
huge
Yeah.
thing for me was trying to mouse over cleanse is like so subpar. Like obviously in 5s, you can't just have like 5 different.
Yeah,
I mean, you
it's
could,
definitely more of a mess in 5s,
but
but you can have your healer and your arms warrior, which are the ones you're going to be dispelling the most.
yeah,
That's exactly
but
the ones I have.
in
Yep.
like 3s and 2s, like changing from my mouse over cleanse to like my modifier cleanse where it's like regular cleanse is me and then shift is my healer and then controls my warrior, like and doing the same for Bop too was like just leagues different. Like it was such an improvement once I started doing that.
The keybinds for Retribution Paladin, the overall what you need to keep track of, is quite a high, just a floor to get into. Because you are a support class and DPS class at the same time.
Yeah, there's so many cooldowns that you do need to be aware of and like when to use them at certain time and stuff like that. And what Can was saying earlier is something I need to actually start working on. Trying to judge a blood on a poly instead of just waiting for a sack thing or something like that. That sounds really nice.
It's not something that's super reliable, but it's massive when you can judge if you can judge a poly and save like the trinket or save sitting around waiting for them to break a sack is
for sure.
Huge.
What is your success rate with that? Because I've been trying to master it and I just stopped it. Because I got more frustrated than that it worked. Yeah.
If the mage has a shield up, I think it's very high, like 75-80%. But if the mage doesn't have a shield up, you have to like time it properly, and that's where it gets super.
Wait, can you explain
sketch.
that a little bit more? Why does the shield?
Well, so if the mage has the shield up, then you judging blood doesn't knock the cast back. If they have the shield up, it knocks the cast back, which means you have to time it for the split second, kind of like batch it as the cast finishes. While if they have a shield up, you just hit it when it's less than 0.3 or so seconds left, and you'll get it.
You can also have an add-on which is called Omnibar or OmniCC that shows you when you're being cast on. So in this situation where the mage does not have a shield on, you should cast another target. So you do not interrupt the mage's cast time.
Yeah, but it's a melee range spell, so it's not always an option to get, especially if you're if it's a rogue mage and you're chasing their mage, there's not going to be anyone else to hit with it. That's what makes it so much harder than. That's what makes it so much harder than like Shadow Word Deathing stuff like a priest does, right? Because it's basically the same thing, but the priest has range, so you can always get it on someone who's not shielded or someone who's not casting on them.
Yeah, it's a trick.
So talking about that type of stuff, like your comps and like going in on that, how is season 3 gonna fare for you guys? Like, are you guys gonna do you guys think you're gonna do better? Do you guys think this gear, the gear power upgrade is going to be good? Do you think the gear changes in terms of the bands on the gear is going to be good. How do you guys think you're going to fare overall going into season 3? Let's start with Moby.
No more belts. I know St. George doesn't PvE, so we won't have war glaives. I think that's going to make a big difference in terms of top rating rogues. Maybe. But I think without belt and the new gear, and I think St. George, who's very pumped for season 3 as well, will definitely get into the higher bracket. I think Red Rogue is going to be a solid option. Yeah.
Moby gonna get rank 1. Come on, man.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, I was wondering if I would say it, but I don't want to have people at the end of the season, at episode 5 or 6, can come at me and say like, "Hey, where's your rank 1, bro?" Nah, I already blew my rank 1 back in the days. We were 2750 in season 3, and in the last week, I think it was a Monday, we decided to safeguard our position. We were 10 points ahead to number 2. We started queuing into this warrior druid, and this druid was using some sort of lag hack, so he had like 400 MS. St. George was on him, and he got pounced by him like 4 games in a row, and we screwed up our rank 1. We held the rank 1 position for a month, I think, as Red Rogue in season 3. So I hope we can do it again. But that was painful. I don't want to ruin that again.
So no war glaives, that would kind of be a little bit of a hindrance. So you raid though, yeah?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so you're getting Torch of the Damned for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Dude, I'm getting 4th set of glaives on my rogue, dude. 4th set.
Hell
Can't wait.
Yeah.
Once my arms and my fury and my rogue in my raid all have them. And my tank also needs a main hand for devastate spam.
Alphabetical there, or was your arms getting it first?
No. It's going rogue fury arms in my guild, but
rogue glaive cringe.
PvP is the play.
If we ever get a 4th set, I'll be able to bring my rogue in hopefully for them. So let's see what happens.
Dr. Kale, he said that he will burn bridges in order for me to get glaives and shave my head, so I'm a little afraid for that on my warrior. Fair.
Dude, it's okay. You'll be like bored, and he'll get a set of glaives to speedrun tier 6.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Can, what do you feel about season 3 in terms of your comp and stuff like that?
So for Ret Resto in general, it's a big power spike for the Ret, which is big. I think the changes to Skull mean the win rate against like Rogue Mage will probably stay the same instead of going up drastically. But for me in particular, since not only am I getting the big stat upgrade from S3 gear, but my Shaman should be going from S1 gear to S3 gear. And maybe getting the Crystal Spire in there, maybe a Memento, just big pieces like that.
Ooh.
I think we should do far better next season. Although we lose our biggest advantage, which is people just have no idea what to do when a Ret Resto is on the other side. And NA, there's just not enough of them. No one knows. So we're losing that, but I think overall we should do better.
Interesting.
I mean, just like, I feel like the gear thing on its own is like, just like, because we're at our strongest in season 3 relative to everything else, right? So like, and I think other classes like gain, they all of them have like a power gain, but like nothing like Ret does, in the change from season 2 to season 3.
Yeah, and like
the difference in the stats on the gear is like Ret just gets way more than anybody else because we kind of were like cucked by Blizzard because they used all our stat budget for intellect. They like weighted intellect too high, and because of that, they like took all the Resil off our gear, and that kind of gets corrected next season. Plus, we get like
huge.
free 3% hit from our helm,
Also,
chest, legs.
Pretty sure we gain like 4% crit, 3.5% crit, something like that too. It's a lot.
Insane.
But there's also the less direct gains. Like there's the hope that maybe more rogues with glaives means they do really well against warlocks, and maybe more rogues, less warlocks, high on the ladder. It's doubtful, but hey, but it'd be nice if it was true.
I mean, it's possible. It's definitely possible.
And I think the difference in like gear between a glaive rogue and an S3 shaman and a current BIS rogue and my shaman is less, right? I feel like we gain power overall still despite glaives. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it a lot.
True.
Especially against like teams that are gonna focus you as the Ret.
Yeah, I mean, we want them. Even though I'm reckoning, we still want them to go the shaman generally.
Machcia, how do you feel about season 3? Like, what do you think's gonna be? What do you think's gonna be good, man? What do you think's gonna be good in 2v2 and 3v3? Any changes?
Not big changes, no. It's just that for people who, well, protection paladins and holy paladins who want to get into arena as Ret, because they want to get their weapons, this is going to be the best time for them to do that, combined with the removal of engineering items.
Oh yeah.
But for myself, I'll be trying to get, new comps into it, like Ret Disc and Ret Mage. I'll try that out. Because I am not a 2900 rating player, and I never had been. So I'm not too bothered about that.
Yeah, I kind of want to play some Scooby Doo with a Glaive Rogue. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Dude, Ret Disc is fun for sure.
Yeah, if there's no Windfury involved, it's not fun.
That's fine.
I've had some crazy games decided just by the Windfury, and it's like you almost sit there for a second and think, wait, I didn't twist. Wait a sec, because it's like it's just so bonkers. Like when you get a Windfury and both your melees crit, even if you don't like twist on it, it's just
no. If there's no Windfury, I'm not killing. It's Windfury's so fun. So fun.
Like I've been doing pre-mades the last few days, and like just the games where I have a shaman, the difference is so fucking crazy. Like
yeah, the thing I'm most excited about getting my R1, my rank 1 title is it means in BGs maybe people will actually listen when I'm yelling at them to put me in the shaman group.
So you got rank 1 as reckoning. Machcia and Moby, you guys get Glad this season or last season?
Nah, we had a month off at the end of the season, so we were about 150 away when it was still 2700.
For regular.
Then
Glad?
we had a month off, and then yeah.
In EU, the rank 1 in Gladiator went up by like 300 rating in just 2 months.
Yeah,
I feel like
inflation was insane everywhere.
That always happens at the end of every season. The brackets, the cutoffs always go way up.
But yeah, as I said, I last time I played too, so it's like 2 months ago. So.
Oh, can you go back a bit, Blayst, with that clip?
Is this like with
this? Yeah, this is where I play. Our general strategy against Ret Shaman is to kite the Ret from me and try and survive their heroism.
Oh, from
the funny thing here, I thought this Ret Paladin was a bit over aggressive, so I put my wings and he parries my attack. I wanted to kill him in the global cooldown there, so I popped everything. And I think we were doing really well, but that our bit of RNG was what threw the game off.
Need to put on the belt of 100 deaths.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I've been considering putting on my belt for a long time. Actually,
Are you serious?
There's nothing more tilting in this entire world when you have like everything lined up. You got trinket popped. You got a reckoning proc. You're about to hit all his shields are purged. And you're about to hit a mage for all of his health. And instead of seeing 3 white numbers, a command, and all the bloods, you just see dodge. Just
like
one dodge.
You do lose
soul crushing.
My wings didn't even pop there. That would have made a difference.
Oh, you almost had it, bro. Right?
Yeah, Belt of 100 Deaths is a viable choice for you to pick in arena. People cap about it, like 700 armor gonna do anything for you.
You guys gemming resilience in it, or what are you doing?
Nah. In season 4, though, I think I am going to wear the 2-piece T6 plus the tank sliver. I think that'll be the play.
This man's gonna wear tank sliver?
Yeah, the one with the expertise and the battle master on use.
That's actually pretty. Wow, that's actually pretty cool idea.
Dude, that's a badass idea, dude.
Because like that expertise that's a ton. Yeah. It's like 55.
It's 50 something. Yeah, it's insane. I'm never getting dodged by a mage again, man.
And like you actually pull that trinket up on the sim when you can benefit from all that expertise. It's actually pretty close to Shard of Contempt. Yep. Like it's crazy.
And then a battle master on use is a battle master on use. So yeah. I think that with the 2-piece will be a very, very big play for season 4.
You're referring to Steely Naru Sliver, correct?
The tank one, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I actually have not thought about that. Though that two set tier 6, that does seem pretty good for season 4, though.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is good, but not as good as people people.
Yeah, no, it's definitely we don't benefit as much as like the classes that can get a good 4-piece benefit going. But
Yeah.
it's a nice little
It's also
freebie.
just a little bit. It seems like it's performing a little bit worse than expected because old school data said 50 MP5, and then some PTR data says 40 MP5, even though we have twisting, and old data didn't have twisting. So I'm not sure about that discrepancy, but it's still definitely something. It's still definitely good. Like,
I think we'll
and
get better data.
you're gonna
soon.
use like two of your. You probably use like belt and boots anyway in season 4.
Yeah, they're just
because
good pieces.
they're just insanely good pieces, and they have expertise too. So, but like
You
when you
can, but
compare
you don't need to.
when you compare season 2 belt to belt of 100 deaths, like you don't lose any crit or AP. You just lose the stamina, instant, and Resil and armor.
Yeah, but those are big losses. That's why I didn't
You
actually
gain
do
that
it. But
expertise. Yeah. If
there
you
are
can
times
keep
I
your
was
game
very frustrated
short,
and very close to it.
if you can keep your game short, then it would probably be cool.
So going into season 3 and like the PvP aspect of that aspect and stuff like that, you guys think rating is really necessary on a Ret in order to
It is.
obtain like the gear?
I don't think it's as necessary for Ret as it is for a lot of other classes, but you can get away without doing it. You could definitely get away without doing it. But the ring from Rep and Torch are both very nice pieces.
I would say that if you are serious about PvP in TBC, that means you have to PvE.
Yeah,
I don't
that's on
think
every class. Yeah.
I don't think it's like a preference. You have to PvE.
And from a Ret Resto perspective, like Crystal Spiral of Karabor is insane.
Yeah.
It's like one of the best pieces in the entire game in any tier. It's ridiculously good. Like your shaman definitely wants that.
That kind of sucks though for Moby in terms of the glaive aspect, but
Yeah.
dude, I would love to see a nice Ret rogue with some more glaives. That would be pretty fun to watch for sure.
My obviously my rogue's getting first set of glaives. I actually talked to him about it a little bit, playing some twos if he gets them. He'll be playing a lot of rogue priest though, so it'd be like just for fun.
Prying a rogue away from the priest or the mage or the druid or the other better classes they can play with than the Ret is definitely hard.
It would just be like for fun, fucking around. It wouldn't be like we're pushing rating kind of thing, you know. But
dude, you guys are like giga copium about this war glaive.
Why?
Let's hear it.
You will see one guy with one warglaive throughout entire season 3 in your own experiences. I can bet you $50 on that.
I mean, when you're on these mega servers, like you're gonna see a lot of warglaives around.
They drop a lot. I mean, there was a lot dropping on the PTR because of the fact that, and a lot of private servers had this wrong, where they shared a table. They don't share a table, so you can get both. You know, it's an 8% chance on every kill to get one glaive, and it's like a 2 or 3% chance to get both on a kill.
Yeah, but do you know how many fucking yellows are getting glaives?
Well, I mean, it depends what your guild's like more oriented towards, like
Blayst glaives.
Single target.
Nah, it's only brown glaives. Only browns.
I knew I liked Machcia.
There's a lot of guilds that are giving it to their rogues.
I mean, it depends. Like if you're rogue PvPs, it should go to him.
And yeah, if you're rogue
for sure.
PvPs, obviously, so because a Fury's not going to use their glaives in PvP, obviously. So
yeah, honestly, I agree. If your rogue is like really high rated, I mean, and he didn't get glaives, I would not be surprised if he quit the guild.
I think you will see a lot more of them than you saw in 2007, because not only will more people clearing the content, but the drop rate's just like more than anybody expected.
Yeah,
so
the greater percentage of people are clearing the content, and also, you know, everyone's playing on Faerlina or Benediction or is it Firemaw or Gehenna? What's the European one?
Both of them, really, right?
Yeah,
I think it's both.
All of these mega servers with 10 times as many people as a server did in TBC. You're gonna see a lot of glaives running around.
And like, you know, PTR was up for like what, a week, and we saw like 6 or 7 glaives drop in that period of time.
So I mean, you know, we're talking about Ret here. We're talking about it in the PvP. I just have a question. You know, is Ret poorly represented in PvP at the moment, or is as Can like to say, is Ret just bad?
Yes.
Yeah, Ret's bad.
Ret's bad, but I mean, could you guys don't want to you know, talk about it a little bit?
I mean, I think Ret's not so bad that I forget what the NA ladder looks like, but I think there was me at rank 1, and then there was like maybe 2 other teams in Glad range. It's not that bad. There should be more than that, but it's definitely not a good spec compared to.
So it's both.
Yeah, it's underrepresented for what it is, but what it is should still be very lowly represented. Like if you look at
Eh,
like rogues are like in Wrath of the Lich King in terms of like their toolkits.
Can you think of a class that is worse than us in PvP?
Fury Warrior.
Well,
Boomkin?
yeah,
no.
it depends what do you mean by class, right? Like if you mean
Is
spec,
it
then
Or
spec or
spec?
class?
Spec.
well, yeah, if you
Enhancement
discount,
shaman?
yeah,
Enhancement shaman?
enhancement shaman's worse than us. I wouldn't say DPS shaman overall because elemental shaman is really really good in fives.
They fucking own in fives, man.
They're good
Yeah.
in threes too. I mean, I played against some elite teams in threes that are freaking crazy.
But
Holy
we're
Paladin
definitely
is worse.
Holy Paladin's pretty bad too, but we're down
Yeah.
there at the bottom tier with all those classes in PvP for sure.
We're definitely not S tier for sure.
And we're not
What
A
really
tier either.
hurts,
No.
what really hurts a Paladin in PvP is, as I said, it is not obvious at all how you should play this.
Yeah.
When you're playing a rogue or a warrior from PvE to PvP, it's pretty obvious. And then there are more people doing it, they have success, they create guides, they create videos.
Yeah.
Like, where do you find an actual help about how to PvP as a Ret
There-
Paladin here?
There is
Well,
nothing for Ret. Like there's no guides anywhere. And I thought about making one, but I'm just totally I could never do it justice because I'm not that good. I'm just 1900 hard cap, but like there is nothing out there. And the only Ret guides that are out there are like this is Ret, you know, you have Crusader strike goes over your abilities and like stuff like that. And it's like nothing more detailed than just like the most absolute basics. And half of them are from private servers and they don't mention twisting at all. They're super outdated and you know, just all kinds of stuff. Like I
Yep.
haven't ever found a guy that really gave me much insight into the class and how to play it. And there's not a lot of good streamers either. I mean, like
Yeah, I mean there's very few, if any.
like
It's,
Reddy doesn't stream anymore. Calamera streams, but like it's kind of sparse. You can catch one of his streams. It's like here and there. Like there's not a lot of ways to learn really. That's like one of the things I hope to accomplish with this podcast is get a little bit more of that info out there because it's so hard to get.
Yep.
not only that, but it should be noted that Ret Paladin is you don't play solo. In twos, you play with either a rogue, which is easier, but there is not a lot of stuff out there for a Resto Shaman either.
yeah,
Mhm.
Ret Resto Shaman is kind of like the misfit toys banded together. There's
Yeah.
not very many of either of those classes, and they're
You
not
cannot
very
Yeah.
make mistakes as a resto shaman because like your gameplay is there's so many ways that people can capitalize on it, on you. You get interrupted once, you botch a fake cast just once and like the game's over.
Not
You-
only
you-
that, it's
like,
annoying
placing
playing as
totems.
Resto Shaman.
Yeah. The most frustrating moment I saw in all of my arena this season was my shaman had Curse of Tongues on him, trying to lesser healing wave me, right? The warlock starts casting a fear, he kicks the fear with Earth Shock and starts casting lesser healing wave. The warlock gets another fear off before the lesser healing wave finishes. Like it's
Wow.
so slow down that like you can't even get that off in an Earth Shock.
I did
Yeah.
see a couple. I was looking into Resto Shaman stuff a little bit to try to help out my partner, and I did see that like they get quite a bit better. Not like quite a bit, but they do get better in season 3 and season 4 when they can get more spell haste. That really
Yeah.
helps them a lot.
Yeah, they grow stronger to an extent,
Like,
but
they
they're
can
never going to
actually
be
do
priest. They're never going to be druid.
Yeah, they can actually like get healing waves off in season 4 when they have like a ton of haste.
My
It's
shaman
crazy.
actually plays healing wave a lot. He has like a weird spec that I haven't seen anyone else going, and he casts a lot of healing waves. It's a really good spell.
Interesting.
He may be
It's-
speccing into a healing way talent.
Yes, he
for
goes healing
buff
way. He
protection.
doesn't go toughness because he doesn't have the gear to go toughness
Mhm.
really because he loses too much hit. But
That's big, oof.
yeah, no, I mean, next season's gonna be huge for me at least and Ret in general because my shaman was just so under gear this whole time, and the Ret
Yeah.
power spec combined with that is gonna be very fun.
You're gonna have to stream, man. I'm gonna have to pop in on there. Definitely check that out for sure.
And to add to that Resto Shaman bit still, you have to be really into Resto Shaman PvP to play it
Yeah,
and enjoy it in Arena. And that's not a lot of people in Alliance.
Can I ask you guys though? What is what is in your opinion the most fun thing about playing Ret? Because despite all the things we do agree, Ret is in a pretty terrible shape.
Mhm.
What is the thing that makes it so fun for you guys? Because for me, the thing you said, Mxtricide, is the complete opposite for opponents. It's very difficult to master Ret Paladin. It's very difficult to understand how to play it. On the other hand, it's very predictable for the opponent as well. Like, oh, he's gonna freedom now. You freedom, master spell preemptively, etc. But still, the mobility, the fact that you can basically do a bit of everything, and also the solo play for me is extremely fun. I think that is what makes it enjoyable for me. Despite the fact that I basically cry against everything that that happens in arena, get mace stunned 30 times in a row, get improved hamstrung 2 feet in front of the opponent, see him heal from 2% to 100%, you know, all these things that happen.
Yeah.
I love Ret.
Honestly,
What about you guys?
One-shotting someone is just
One-shotting is
just
so
so much fun.
Yeah, just listen to my laughter in that Neon Tanso clip. That's just like the feeling of one-shotting some guy and having Shadowlands burst in TVC and just laughing and just catching up with someone and they just die. It's great. It's great.
Yeah. No, I think that's one of the biggest reasons why I play Ret right now is just because of twisting and how you can just legit clap somebody and they just go, "What the fuck just happened? What just happened?" Oh
Exactly.
my God. Like,
It just plays like nothing else, and the burst is always so fun when it actually lines up and happens.
I think it's also like, I mean, my alt is rogue, and rogue is like very predictable, easy. It's like very technical and slower because it's all about controlling people. And Red is sort of like that too, but it's a little bit more bursty. And rogue is just like you want to really control them and stuff. So it's like a nice contrast to rogue PvP, and it's like it's also about like the mobility because like getting slowed sucks. Being able to just like dispel or freedom slows, just like makes you feel like you're, you know, you can get around easily, and like just sitting in like a Nova or something as like a warrior is like the worst feeling.
yeah.
So like
I
playing
think
red
it's
is
the
straight in
underdog
that regard.
aspect.
Yeah, underdog aspect is so much fun. Playing a class that, you know, isn't like the top best thing, like super easy, and then trying to make it work and trying to be good with it is just, it's very appealing to me.
Dude, if you are
Yeah.
playing a rogue and a mage and you're not 2500 at least rating, then you're dog shit.
Yeah. It's nice having the built-in cope of, oh, I lost, but I'm playing a Ret Paladin, so I mean, you really lost.
A built-in cope.
Yeah, it's a built-in cope, man. Or like the fact that there
Direct line to the nostrils.
Yeah.
Oh, Ret Paladin. So
yeah, there are people playing Rogue Mage legitimately dodging a Ret Paladin last season. It's hilarious.
That's funny, dude. So at this time, guys, you know, open it up for Q&A to everybody. If you guys have any questions for anybody specifically, you can ask it. You know, PvP, PvE. These guys, I don't know if they PvE too much, but PvP gods. You know, stuff like that.
I have better parses than you, Blayst. What?
What's up?
No.
I have better parses than you. What?
You don't?
I do.
Pull out the Warcraft logs. Let's see.
You're like super washed up Blayst lately. Too much Fury Warrior.
Dude, that's probably true. Dude, you're 157.
Oh.
What are you talking about? Hold on. Okay, okay, all right. 71, 157. Let's not click phase 2 though.
My guild is shit.
Oh, dude, same here, dude. It really, same here. You know what I'm saying? Can we link the Reckoning spec? My man, Machcia. I know you have it pinned somewhere, don't you?
I have it pinned in my nicely curated, polite, very intellectual channel in PvP.
Yes, his channel is very
Highbrow.
Yes, if you go in there and you do question his authority, he might mute you, but that's just how it is.
I have never muted anybody that frequents PvP ever, a single time.
Oh man. We're getting asked: is Holy Paladin viable in arena, fellas?
Yeah, it's viable. I mean, there was a rank 1 Holy Paladin warrior this season.
I mean,
Really?
Didn't Edict play Holy quite a bit?
Don't think so, but yeah, there's a 2v2er, Ret Pal, that's also his Twitch, which you should follow if you want to learn how to play Holy Paladin. Got rank 1 this week, I think.
Yeah, Holy
this season.
Paladin's definitely, you
Yeah.
know, it's not great, but
No.
it's viable. You can play Holy Paladin Warrior or Holy Paladin Warlock and do pretty well.
Oh, that's a US, yeah. There's
More-
Zetox.
More oriented for like 3s and 5s though, right?
Yeah, but I mean 2s too. It works. It has the same kind of problem Resto Shaman does, that
Yeah.
when you match up against a Warlock and you get Curse of Tongues, do you want to end your life? But it's perfectly viable.
Holy Paladins actually do a decent amount of damage too, with like shocks and stuff and judges.
Mm-hmm.
They can catch you off guard. Look at that from top to bottom. What is this color scheme?
Dude, look how close Can was,
Dude,
man.
it was closer than you. Let me find the screenshot. Let me find the screenshot.
Oh,
Didn't you take it from? Didn't you take it from Tom Cruise or Cream?
Yeah, we
Rank
took
one?
we took it from Cream's Horde Mage. Let me send the screenshot in the PvP channel.
Yeah, right here. Oh, Horde Mage? It's Alliance.
No, not talking about Costa Hat down there. That's the one we beat for. No, one beneath that. That's who we beat for our rank 1. But yeah, Tom Cruise lost it too. So that was our last day of games, right? And it looked like we were 2025 or 30-25. Looked like it wasn't going to be safe. So decided to play one game. Lost to a rogue mage on a cross kill because my shaman was like 20 mana short to heal me because his gear is dog shit. And then we had to we lost again because we were tilted to rogue or to disc priest mage, and we had to claw it back and win 2 in a row with like a few minutes left.
Oh,
and it just happened that the 2 teams we beat were both like above us, so we figured, okay, we knocked them out of rank 1. Hopefully that makes enough space for us.
Dude,
and
that
we
is
had to sit it.
Most literally
stressful,
the last.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Most stressful 15 minutes of my life after season ended, waiting for the laddered update and see if we made it.
I mean, that's impressive, man. I mean,
Yeah,
coming from a
dude,
duelist,
that's awesome.
Yeah, big grats, man. Coming from a duelist, big grats.
Very impressive.
Yeah.
Because the only other rank 1 is Calamera and Reddy, right? As far as Ret goes, like
did Calamera get it? I thought he ended up losing it. But I think someone else got it in Euro 5.
didn't he get it last season?
Yeah, oh yeah, last season he got it. I think Cadriel got it last season too, playing the
I think Calamera
got
got
it.
rank 1 from 3s, I believe.
Ready got
Yeah.
Calamera
Rank
got
1
one from 5s as well, I think.
I just remember Calamara talking in the PvP channel about how his warrior couldn't play near the end, and that cost them.
We were actually
something
gonna
insane.
have Calamera on the show, but he had to cancel. So
Tragic.
shout out, he was in the chat earlier, so if you're listening, Callie.
Yeah, he's
dude.
right here.
Congrats on your rank 1.
Well, that's for 3s, rather.
I think
a mere gladiator. Disgusting.
Oh my god, who only gets gladiator as a Ret Paladin, man?
Oh god, I just want to jump off a bridge sometimes when I think about it.
You could have had that mount, dude.
I know,
you could
man.
have had that mount.
I know.
You could have been good at something.
So
it's just like it requires so much playtime. Like that's the thing for me is like I feel like I could break 2K and maybe get a little bit over it, but me and my shaman, both with like work and stuff, it's like really hard to find the time. It's like so much of it's just like practice, you know.
It is exhausting after a while to play arena.
Yeah.
If you don't have a steady partner.
And you have to really keep your spirits up if you like have a really shitty lose streak, you know.
So Hammer's asking a question. Can we suggest a 5s comp that includes Ret, Resto Shaman, and Arms? He was thinking Hunter and Priest as the last 2, or Mage instead of Hunter. What do you guys think?
You can do either of those, really.
Yep.
The Mage one is a little bit better because I play the Hunter one, and the thing that we really struggle with is not having enough CC to slow their damage down, especially against like 4 damage comps. But so I think the Mage one's a little bit better, but you can make the Hunter one work. I mean, obviously it's like you synergize very well and you do a lot of damage together. And it's really decent comp. And I think season 1, there was a team in EU that got either rank 1 or they were like rank 13 in the world for season 1, and they played the Hunter comp. But then in season 2, they switched to the Mage version, and I think they're still in like the top 20.
Yeah, the Mage version's better.
You know, having played the Mage one and then playing against the Hunter one seems to be more of real burst. The Mage one seems to be a little bit more control type deal team.
Yeah, you pretty much have no CC unless you have the Mage one. So,
but that Hunter one,
rely on repent and stuff.
Yeah, they just run in, pop Bestial Wrath, and just legitimately try to just fry somebody. From what I've seen,
losing the net is actually going to hurt the Hunter one a good bit. I think. The net with BM Hunter was a massive
I tried to get
good combination
to use the net, but they wouldn't.
For 5s and 3s.
I was like going to use it myself, but he was like, "No, we should have a healer do it." But none of the healers are engineering, and
no, net was massive for BM, man.
In 5, you should have been running net. Like your Bloodless Brooch, what does it matter in 5s?
Yeah, it's a very small percentage of your team's overall damage, and if you just net someone in the middle, they're just gonna die.
5s are decided and played by target swapping, not your 200 attack power.
Mhm.
Yep. They trinket a Hodge or something. They get a full net where they're forced to sit in line of sight of everyone for 10 seconds. They die.
But also, those are not the only teams because this is the best. It's like tagging somebody to just go Glaives. So another 5 team that you can run, and to good success. Like if you run me for 1850, could be double warrior, red, and resto shaman, druid or priest,
I think you definitely
or
need the
even
priest at
double
that
red.
point. You need the priest at
Yeah,
that point for the dispel.
even double red is viable
Mhm.
Yeah,
if you know how to play it.
Stave played that really high.
Yeah, I've
'cause
seen that as well.
You
Yeah.
need they need the dispels to make up for the lack of a priest. I think like priest is super key. I try at the start of this season. I was playing a 5s comp with a warrior and no priest, and just trying to dispel through like a frost mage's debuffs on the warrior with
Yeah.
the single
It's
dispel as a
terrible.
ret.
There are
Yeah,
very
not-
few
awful.
5s teams that don't have a disc. Like very
Yeah.
few 5s teams don't have a disc.
Not having a disc is not having a mass dispel is kinda, I feel, the one most important thing in 5 that you do not grief yourself by doing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think that comp that the person asked, where they, either the hunter arms ret shaman disc
Mhm.
or with the mage instead of the hunter, I think pretty much anyone you ask, they're gonna tell you that that's like the best way to go. Really, in
Yeah.
5s, it's like the
Yeah.
strongest comp.
Yeah,
The
absolutely.
mage one probably a little bit better, but either one can be done at school.
My man Valork is asking, this is a question mostly for Can. How viable is Reckoning in 2s and 3s?
Extremely.
Absolutely unviable.
Extremely
Unviable.
viable.
I mean, the guy's got rank 1 as reckoning, so
yeah,
I think
he did
it's
get
probably good.
He
And
got lucky
also-
crits.
Yeah, just a few lucky procs here. But also, Cadriel played the Reckoning build to rank 1 last season with in 3s with the Mage, Ret, Resto Shaman comp. So
Interesting.
So like on that topic, I know we talked about it a little bit before, but like, does your playstyle really differ that much from CS? Because like, I mean, obviously you have more dispels and stuff, and you're kind of trying to line up a proc with your burst window. But like, it seems to me like it's kind of plays mostly the same, besides like taunting pets to try to get
well,
procs and
the
stuff.
biggest playstyle difference between Reckoning and CS, at least on Ret Resto 2s, is that I rarely use wings. Wings is something I only ever use as like a,
Mm.
all right, we're gonna lose this if I don't get a RNG one shot on this guy right now. I'm wingsing it.
Yeah.
Usually my
your
offensive
bubble.
cooldown is just bubble. I just bubble and go.
Because you don't have
Sacred
that attack
Duty
speed
is-
penalty.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sacred Duty is the best talent in the entire tree. And
Reckoning,
play
I mean,
around that.
Sacred Duty makes Divine Shield an actual useful cooldown.
yeah,
Yep.
No.
Absolutely.
it's just great when like you're hitting a priest and you bop your shaman and bubble yourself, and you just see the rogue sitting there unable to do anything to help his priest as you beat him to death. It's
Mhm.
it's the biggest playstyle difference.
I
for
think
sure.
there's also like at lower ratings, there's also the factor of like you queue into somebody and their Gladi shows up and it's like protection paladin and they're like, what? And they like kind of get confused a little bit about what to do.
Yeah. So Surv, do you have any questions off the top of your head for these guys, while we're wrapping this up here?
Well, I mean,
I do think that The Last Jedi is the best movie.
Do I think
Last Jedi?
Oh
No
god,
It's the
way.
best
Oh,
movie in
God.
Star Wars.
jeez.
No,
I
it's
mean,
Rogue
Star
One.
Wars hasn't been good since like the 80s.
Dude,
So
Rogue One, you only say that because of the last 5 minutes of the fucking movie. Because of Darth Vader. Admit
Yeah,
it.
those
No,
carry
I
it.
say it because everybody dies. I like movies where everybody dies.
I didn't
Really
really
good.
That's when I
Wow.
woke up. Actually, I fell asleep during Rogue One, and I woke up
No.
with Darth Vader smashing everyone. I was like, "What the hell just happened?"
Whoa.
I went to see The Force Awakens with my friends when it first came out, and we smoked a huge blunt before we went. And I fell asleep like 30 minutes through it. It was so boring.
Hell yeah.
I was like,
As
this
much,
is
man.
I was like, this is a New Hope. Like this is literally a New Hope. The movie. Like,
Dude.
to be
Oh
done.
yeah. Definitely.
That's like so anti-women to say.
What?
My god.
Dude, it
I
was
mean,
just
Rey is perfect.
I mean, I didn't think she was bad. I just think that the writing is pretty crappy.
All right,
And
but
they
Lord of
just,
the Rings is better than all of it, right?
well, yeah.
Indeed.
yeah, for
Indeed.
sure.
Star Trek.
All right, making sure we're all on the
come
same
on,
page
bro.
here.
Especially The Hobbit.
The Expanse
Movies.
finale just came out, dude.
Dude, can
Yeah,
I
that's
mute
pretty good.
Machcia in
Expanse.
Light
Pretty
Club?
good.
Huh?
I'm pretty certain I can mute Machcia in Light Club. I might do that for that comment.
Oh yeah, I could do that too.
Yeah.
Gotta do what you
Yeah.
gotta do.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you are wrong, you choose
You don't-
to exert your power over me. The
you don't want
hobbies
to
are
make
the
a
best part of
martyr.
the
I
rings.
can't.
I want to make a martyr out of him.
It's really hard to be a duelist and exert my power. It's impossible.
You'll get muted for anything in Light Club, right? I got muted for saying Wrath was bad, so
You
you
get-
gotta watch out. In
You did not merely say Wrath was bad, dude.
that.
You
I
did
said,
not just
yeah,
say
true.
that.
One time I told people talking about Wrath to go to the Wrath channel. I got muted for that.
There wasn't a Wrath channel then.
No, there was. It was right after they made the Wrath channel, and there were people talking about Wrath in the PvP channel or something. I'm like, hey guys, there's a Wrath channel. Go there to talk about that bad expansion.
You
And
are
I
the
got muted.
reason why Terran made that channel to begin with.
Good.
Look,
Sometimes you
you-
need to contain people.
If you
and
mute
their
Machcia,
bad taste.
if you mute Machcia, before you know it, he'll be a martyr, and everyone will be wearing armor penetration.
Oh, for sure.
It's good. It's simped. I told
yeah.
you.
Yeah, it's gonna have a place. I'm gonna have an armor penetration set for sure.
So you guys will, you think, use Dory's Embrace or no?
Probably, yeah.
I will.
Not me. Not me, no.
Over Cloak of
Sticking
Darkness.
with the blue gem in Cloak of Darkness.
No, it's like the value of a gem that you cannot get anywhere else in itself is the most valuable thing
Well,
that makes Cloak of Darkness above
I
everything
mean,
else.
it's worth whatever the difference is between your purple gem and a red socket and a red gem and a red socket, which is nice, but it's not massive. I don't know.
You know what is massive?
I mean,
What?
Dory's Embrace is like the halfway point, right? It's like you want, because like obviously season 1 cape or whatever, that because there's no upgraded versions, it's like you don't want to get more damage and it's not worth to get the Resil anymore. But like Dory's Embrace is a nice, like, it's kind of like a halfway point between like a Ray Cloak and the season 1, because it's like it's decent damage stats. It's kind of like halfway between, and you still get the Resil. So it's like, I mean, I don't know. I like kind of wearing more Resil than most people. Like, I don't go crazy about it. I don't wear like Band of the Exorcist anymore or anything. But like, I think that like, you know, you need to be able, obviously you need to be able to survive, and like, especially if you're just like not good like me, then having extra Resils, like, I don't know, I value it a lot. So that I'm gonna wear like 2 PvP rings in season 3.
There is a Ret Shaman player, about 2700 last time I checked. He's called Accident. He's running 215 resilience at 2600.
That doesn't sound that far-fetched. I'm pretty sure I'm wearing a little bit more than that, like a tiny bit more than that.
Huh.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
we're like
conservative when I go with like 280, but when I see 220 resilience, I was like, whoa, too much.
Right now in my PvP gear, I have 260. So yeah, I got a little bit more than that. Does he have like a PvE, like he's only wearing 4-set PvP or something?
He has Blood Warders, he
Yeah,
has
Blood Warders,
the
okay.
Morgrim cape.
Yeah, I wear a PvE cloak, and I would wear a PvE ring if I had one, but I haven't gotten Sun King yet.
The set I built, 5-piece with the 2 PvP rings, is 377 with Cloak of Darkness and Torch, and it's like 410 if you use season 3. I mean, that's a lot.
One thing I was actually seeing in a lot of you guys sets for S3, you guys all seem to like gymming strength.
Yeah.
I'm way more of a crit gymmer myself.
Crit is obviously more bursty, but like you're gonna get more damage out of the strength because it's not mitigated. It's only partially mitigated by Resil, whereas crit is always mitigated by Resil.
Yeah, but on top of the straight damage from crit, it also means vengeance stacks maintained.
Yeah, that's definitely something. I mean, I always go for the orange gems if the socket can do that, but for reds, I always do the strength, just because it's like it's just more damage overall, and it's like there's something to be said about vengeance stacks though, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
In
something I don't
season
really
1,
pay attention to
season
as
2,
much.
it's crit and strength gem, definitely. But I do not believe that for what it's worth, I don't believe it's better to gem crit and strength in season 3 plus.
So yeah, I'm gonna experiment around with it a little bit, but for now I go towards crit because the top end damage from gymming strength I feel like is unlikely to make the difference, while crit definitely could.
So we have a question here.
Yo, Blayst, people are asking questions in the chat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to ask. You guys are answering. Rank 6 or rank 1 command? What's up, guys?
Blayst?
What did I fucking did? Oh my god. Rank 6 or rank 1 commands, fellas?
Rank 1.
Both.
Fucking muted myself.
I think the consensus is rank 1 command all the time for damaging, and then if you really need extra burst on like a stun or a repent, you can switch to rank 6 real quick and judge it. But
max rank command is no joke. Like the most advanced knowledge of retribution of when to use it.
I don't do it at all. There's times I maybe should, but I don't do it. just because it's like I'm already using my globals in the stun to twist and stuff like that, and going back to command after going blood for a twist just doesn't seem like it's super efficient
Yeah.
global usage to me.
The only person that ever did that and knew how to do that is Reti.
Damn, big Ready shill, huh?
I mean, Ready deserves to be
He
shielded.
loves Ready. Ready's his idol.
Ready's a gamer.
No, I mean, you have to learn from somebody if you're not good.
This is very true.
I just wish Ready had more stuff to watch. It's like now that he doesn't even like really stream anymore, it's like all you have is season 1 footage, and not a lot of it either. He only streamed like once a week, if that.
And yeah, I think Upright Man, and I think Ready did use max rank command a lot, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad play if you're worried about getting those command judges in.
His playstyle is developed based on the assumption that there will be no twisting as a part of the meta.
True.
So you could see that he was having troubles even twisting and
he really
frustrated about it.
He really doesn't. He only twists like when he really thinks he can secure a kill, is what I've noticed.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm twisting like basically every attack in some.
Hell yeah, dude.
Just swapping it constantly.
Yeah, I feel like I just do it way too much.
That's so Chad.
That's probably a beginner thing. Is like when you're just sort of like a beginner, or like under 2K. Like that's probably one of the bigger mistakes people make, is just trying desperately to twist every chance that you can to try to secure a kill.
I don't think it's necessarily a mistake as Reckoning. I think
like
it's
in 2s, it definitely drove me a bunch of times. However, I will say that once I got Hammer of the Naru and made it intellect stick with intellect gems and intellect, I stopped having mana issues like as soon as I started using that thing.
You were doubting me about that. Come on. I wouldn't let you astray.
But you know what the problem is now my guild makes fun of me because I want every weapon in the game. Like I literally
same
like
here.
I
see weapons no one else wants though.
I want
so
Twin Blade. I want World Breaker. I want I need a weapon for disarm, like the weapon chain.
They keep getting mad at me for wanting weapons, and I'm like, I want them. I need them.
Like you have to have a stat stick for intellect. You have to have a disarm weapon chain weapon. You gotta have your sword and board. You gotta have your healing weapon and shield. It's like it gets to be so much that it's like
a preview for those who have the mod powers. You can go to the PvP FAQ 3, and there is like 10 weapons you need to have to be actually equipped.
And then you're getting into this. Then you're getting into this whole thing with Death Frost, like having a Death Frost weapon. Like, come on, dude! I already have way too many weapons.
So, last 2 questions here we got, guys. At what point do we use the season 2 and season 3 rings? And what type of trinkets are you guys using?
I think I'm gonna try double PvP ring as Red Rogue just to maximize my survivability.
Yeah.
But other than that,
yeah, I'm gonna be running double PvP ring until I get the champion, or what is it, the Eternal Champion, whatever it is, the DPS Hygel ring.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably mostly use that. Sometimes using double PvP, sometimes using the Armor Pen Illidan ring if I get.
I think double PvP is great for double DPS.
Like double DPS comp, like you're playing double DPS.
Yeah,
double DPS has different considerations than Red Shaman.
You have to survive, so it's like you can't just surviving is so much more important than the burst you'll get from Band of Eternal Champion, if it even lines up with your kill window.
And those
Moby, are you still using the leg enchant with stamina?
Yeah. I always try to maximize my survivability as Red Rogue.
Yeah, I mean that does make sense. Honestly, that does seem like a very strong enchant for Ret Rogue.
And by the way, if you have DST, I've been thinking about it a lot with the stack your procs and deal damage when it matters. I do believe now I've come over to the idea that DST might be the best, or you should actually consider using it in arena.
I'll try
using DST a good amount.
I've tried it out a bit. Yeah.
The amount of
still don't have a
DST. Without net, the amount of trinket swapping I'm going to do is way down from this season, I think, but I will be using DST occasionally.
Ooh, a little bit of a DST on the red. Okay, I like it.
I do like that Steely Naru Sliver idea.
Yeah, the Steely Naru Sliver I will stand by. I think that is 100% going to be the best play.
Like, that seems actually kind of busted because it's Battlemaster Trinket, but with way better base stats. Like, way better.
That does seem
like a very good play. Go halfway and go Shadow of Contempt.
Obviously, the useless part is if you're ever hitting from behind, then the expertise is all just wasted. Yeah, and Shard of Contempt could be, obviously, the alternative to that is little bit more burst with the proc, the AP proc, the last 20 seconds. So
Yeah. So I mean, we talked about a lot here today, fellas. I really enjoyed it. Any last remarks here from anybody? Machcia, Mobywan, Can, what do you guys got? Any last remarks?
I just hope to see a lot more red rogues in arena. It's always great to see fellow red rogue people playing at whatever rating, and I hope people get themselves a rogue friend, get their coordination together, and make it a successful thing.
All depends how many rogues you can abduct, I guess.
Yeah,
You-
yeah.
you guys want to shout out your socials, like your Twitches and stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. Please,
What?
please.
We'll put them in the.
Where's my parting
the,
words? Surf went right back to social media
we'll-
immediately.
Well, Machcia,
Well,
do you have, where's your parting words? Let's go. What do you got?
This is insulting.
Go
Okay.
ahead, man. Go ahead.
Machcia.
No, as Blayst said, despite what Blayst said, I like you to know that we did not even scratch the surface of what actually in depth Ret can be. And yeah, that's it. You'll be expecting more very soon from me, posting some words.
He's gonna have a huge PvP fac. It's gonna be in the Light Club Discord. They're gonna be under the PvP fac. I'm assuming it's gonna be in the PvP fac channel. Yeah, not the actual PvP channel.
It will be 3 channels.
It'll be 3 channels. Okay, so this man is going to bring up 3 channels for PvP facts. So guys, if you have any questions, anything that we didn't talk about on here, there's a Ret PvP essay being written, and it will be posted in Light Club. When do you think that'll be done, Machcia?
But well, I still have to coordinate with Mobywan for Ret Rogue, and I have to coordinate with Calamera with Ret Arms,
Gotcha.
rsham. But it is so far looking at 150,000 words.
Oof. Okay,
Wow.
so
Jeez.
definitely
I will-
look forward to that, guys.
I mean, I also look forward to having you guys back, talk more PvP sometime in
Yeah.
the future,
Oh, for sure.
Sure.
because
definitely.
we're gonna probably go back to raid topics for a couple weeks, but I
Mhm.
wouldn't be surprised if in like a month or two we have you guys back for another PvP episode.
Absolutely, dude. Can, any parting words, my man?
No, keep the meme spec dream alive and play Ret.
No reckoning comment.
I mean, Reckoning's the best spec, but we don't have a real Reckoning hater in here to really get
This
me
is
going.
true.
So
This is true. I actually, you know what? I'll play. Reckoning sucks. No, I'm just kidding. Dude, I love Reckoning. No, keep going. No.
Real parting words for me is that really pick both, check both if you're starting arena, go Reckoning, go CS, see which fix you better, and then just play it. I guarantee you, it does not matter which one you go if all your goal is to get like 2K rating. I guarantee you, it does not matter.
Just make sure you keep taunt on a good keybind so you can taunt those pets.
Indeed.
Yeah, no, I mean, I appreciate having you guys on here. Me and Surv we both appreciate you guys being here. It's been a great one. Like he said, we're definitely going to be doing a PvP one again. Season 3 coming up. Love to have you guys on again for sure.
And you'll be able to
Definitely.
find this stuff in the description, but you can catch Moby, of course, the OGest Ret Paladin. You can catch some of his Warcraft movies from 2009 on the Warcraft movies website. You can catch him at twitch.tv/Mobywanz, and that'll be in the description, of course. And then, you said you're going to start streaming this season? You want to shout out your stream?
Probably at some point I'll start streaming a little bit.
I did see a stream called Canitnerd on Twitch. Is that
Yeah,
you? It has
that's
some
him.
old school WoW clips.
Yeah, just Canitnerd. I haven't streamed on here in a minute, but probably be there.
And then
Yeah.
Machcia, you going to stream it all?
No, fuck that.
Okay.
Machcia's just.
You can
he's
find
just
me on Discord at Legend, and if your question has any semblance of sense, I will answer it. And if not, I will mock you.
Yep. Do
Oh,
not be
man.
offended if Machcia mutes you. He mutes everybody. It's just a rite of passage, quite honestly.
Dude, I am doing Terran's job for him
Oh man.
for free.
That's
For
funny.
free. But fellas, I appreciate this. This has been a great one. And honestly, look forward to having you guys here again.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Yeah,
Fun
awesome.
times.
So
It was worth it just to see the beauty that is Mobywan,
Yeah.
honestly.
next week, Yeah, next week we will be, or not next week, next podcast we will be talking about Tier 6 guests. Surv, who are the guests?
Oh, we got some special guests for you. We got Facemask and
Okay.
Mxtricide.
Okay, yeah, that's
What the fuck?
Yes.
So we will be going over all the tier 6 bosses
Mhm.
and like basically how to parse on them as Ret.
Yep. So it'll be a
And-
Tier 6 boss parse.
Yeah, we'll be going in depth into like specifically as a Ret, what are things you can do on these fights to maximize your parse.
For sure.
Wait, so the next episode is all about cringe parse lords?
That's right.
Yes. Cringe
right.
parse
Fuck
lords.
that.
Yeah, cringe parse lords
Five
coming at you
Squawk
next
episode.
podcast. Yes. Sponsored by 5 Cocks. Yes, absolutely, dude.
And it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one for sure.
Mhm.
And that'll be on the 27th, which is 2 days after Black Temple comes out. So
Yep.
we'll have a lot of footage for that. It's gonna be sick.
Absolutely. So with that, guys, I appreciate y'all being here, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Back into
Cheers.
Strat home I go.
Back to strat. All right. Peace out, fellas. Thank you.
Later.
Thank you.
Hey, cheers. Have a good one, guys.
Yep.